Three, two, and we are live.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the party, to the celebration. And if you didn't know or can't tell, we are definitely having some technical difficulties. Tressa will be on very soon, and so should our guests. And again, we apologize for that, but things happen, and it is what it is, and we're flowing with it. But I love you guys. I can't
Right?
see who all is here, so but whoever is here, sending much love and light. Thank you for being here. So I think what we'll do for now is. I'll go ahead and talk about my.
Introduce yourselves, man.
Oh,
Say
oh
who
my
you
God.
are.
That's right. You know what? I just assume I'm so used to being in the circle with the sisters. I'm like, oh yeah, everybody know
Right.
me, but you don't know me. Hey, my name is Bianca Thompson, and I'm a little bit silly. so, but I've been a part of Voices for I think almost the entire year. I joined a little bit later. I met Tressa last year at a sacred sexuality retreat with Honors Yoga, and it was amazing. So what I'll do is I talk about that a little bit. And I'm a born and raised Chicagoan. I shot town for life. I love my city. It is what it is. I know some people don't love it, but I love it. So yes, coming to you from Chi-Town, and so let's talk about my experience with voices. Again, I met Tressa last year at a sacred sexuality retreat with Honors Honors Yoga. Jay English leads that effort. That movement. I'll call it a movement. It's a movement. And when I was at the retreat, my guards was up just for different reasons that I was going through. And honestly, my initial impression of Tressa was that, and I was in a kind of a funky space. Like, I don't like her. She talked too much. Why she hogging all the time? Everybody else want to get something to say. It's all about Tressa. It's the Tressa show. So I was definitely tripping. On just my own personal things that I had going on, and it when I just allowed myself to kind of let go of the biases, the anxiety or whatever, different things I had going on. And I decided, okay, she got something going on here with this circle, this voices. Let me check it out. Let me put aside all those funky thoughts I had about her initially when I met her at the beginning of the retreat. And I was like, okay, let me do this. So I joined, and oh my God, y'all, it's been amazing. I think that. It has allowed me to really open myself and be open with so many different levels of me, and just peeling layers back and just opening myself to new awareness and new thought processes. I was talking to Tressa recently. I said, what I'm learning from the different spiritual midwives, from the doulas, it all seems a little bit foreign, but still familiar. And I don't even know how that is, but it is. And I don't know if it's me in my past lives. I was doing this work, and then I did something stupid and I got stuck doing HR work. I don't know. But it's been an amazing journey. I think we've had, like, for the price that we pay, oh my God, $50 a month is cheap. I think about what I waste $50 on, and this has given me so much more than that. And the teachers, the doulas that we have come in, they are top notch. They are not just, somebody who has been doing something for 5 or 6 weeks. These are individuals that they are experienced and they're passionate. They're not just trying to out here to just get some money. This is their lives works, and they are so passionate about it, and so giving. Like, we get so much on our call. Sometimes we go a little over, and it's like, you look up and it's like, hey, we've been on this call for 2 hours. But that's the kind of teaching and work that's put in with the doulas giving to us, and it wouldn't be possible if Tresa didn't really hold to her passion and her dreams. And I think that's probably why initially I felt like, nah, I don't like her, I ain't down with all this women stuff, blah blah blah. you know I had I have two younger brothers, so we that's just not, I was not that one that grew up with the whole girlfriend clique. So being in a circle with all women is something that's totally different from me. But it although the sisters were all in different places, it we vibe. It's when I think about different ones that have been consistent, I'm like, oh man, how's Terrican doing, what's going on with her, or just they're in my heart because we've shared some really intimate times in the circle, and I look forward to it. I usually try not to miss it. Sometimes I'm leaving work late and I'm on the bus, I'm like, I'm on, y'all, I can't say nothing. um, but it is definitely an amazing time to just learn about other avenues for healing. And sometimes I think for me personally, I felt like, oh, I've done that. I healed myself from this. I wrote my letter and threw it out to the universe, and I did this, that, and the other. But we digging deeper, you start to realize there's so many different things that when you've experienced trauma that triggers you and you don't even know why you do the things you do. And I know that's, for me, that's been my experience, that I'm learning more of why I operate the way that I operate, because there's been certain traumas in my life that I've experienced, and it's just time to keep digging deeper to just peel those layers and let the real Bianca hang out and show. And hey, I see other people. I'm going to be quiet. Hey, Tresa, you ready?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hold on. I think I'm almost able to get on, but at least you can hear me. Um, okay, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Can you hear me?
I can. And Bianca, thank you for such a beautiful word. I am so grateful to have you in the circle. I'm so grateful for all that you do. And everyone will be able to see my face shortly. As we said, we're having some technical difficulties, but thank you for showing up for the space and for what you bring to the space. And also now, Oge is going to introduce herself. Oge, I apologize, I can't see you yet. So if you can introduce yourself and go ahead and get started, I'll be on as soon as I can. Again, thanks, Bianca, and thanks everyone who's taken time to watch here.
Okay, okay. Well, hey everyone. My name is Oge Okosieme, but you can call me Oge. I'm based in the UK, and I am a coach and a mentor for visionaries who want to do audacious things. So, one of the things I do really well is work specifically with visionaries because we have um, our own unique challenges, let's say. So I'm well versed in working with visionaries and their unique challenges, and I just help us put our mark on the world and create something really audacious, really important, and something really delicious and fulfilling. That's what I do, and that's me.
Okay, you can take it away.
Okay, so what are we doing? What am I doing next? Do you want me to
Go
go?
ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead and do your talk. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay, okay. So I can't see anyone else on the screen. That's why I was. But
We see you. It's
you
okay.
see
You good.
me.
You
Oh, that's not fair. What I wanted to
you in the spotlight.
okay. What I'm going to talk today about is the importance of I am. And it's the importance of identity. And it's the importance of really what's the word I'm looking for? Really stepping into the identity and being mindful of the identity that you are stepping into, especially as it relates to setting intentions, and especially as it relates to stepping into your vision. So, one of the first questions I want to put to you guys is, when you think of your identity, what is it that comes to mind when you think of yourself as an identity?
Hmm.
Um, can we have an interactive session? Because that's how I work best. So I will be putting questions to you. If it's not possible to respond back, then Tresa will tell me if it's possible to respond back. If that's not possible, then when I ask questions, please do get pen and paper and write them down. Yeah. Tresa, can I interact?
There, if you interact, Bianca and Knowledge Born will have to be able to read what different ones say and tell you that. Otherwise, that's the only
Okay.
way they can interact back.
Okay, that's okay. So I'm gonna go ahead, but take a minute and think about the identity of who you are now, the I am of who you are. And while you are processing that and thinking of that, what I will say is that the answer to that question is, who am I? So that will start to give you an answer to the question of identity. What is your identity? And you really sit with it and ask yourself, who am I? And for most people who answer this question, it will tell you your beliefs. When you answer that question sincerely, it will tell you your beliefs. It will tell you the judgments you hold. It will tell you your values, and it will tell you the energy that you are carrying in yourself at this particular time. So that question, that starting point of who am I now, is really, really important. Now, all these elements, your identity, your beliefs, your energy, your values, those are the things that make up your identity. Now, why is this important? Why is this important? It is important because your sense of your identity is what is going to influence your experiences. This is something so many people take for granted. Is you maybe set a goal, maybe you have a vision, maybe you have an intention, okay? And you do not take the part of identity into consideration, but that identity, who I am now, is actually what is the primary. It's what is the precursor, if you like, to the experiences that you're going to have. So, an example I like to use is somebody who runs a marathon. Their primary identity is one of a runner. They are a runner. If they were a sitter or something else, then they would not have that impetus. They would not have that inspiration. They will not have that inner motivation to go and do the training and to actually run a marathon. Yeah. So that's like a really basic example of where your identity begins to inform the choices that you make. Another example is um, a vegetarian doesn't eat meat. So they don't eat meat because they're a vegetarian. That's the identity. It's not the other way around. They step into the identity of a vegetarian or a vegan or whatever it is. They step into that identity, and then that identity begins to inform what the experiences are. So if your sense of your identity is that you are somebody who is powerful, that power from within, for example, then that identity is going to begin to flow out and inform everything that you do. It's also going to begin to reflect back to you that sense of I am powerful. And it's going to do that because we do live in a reflective universe. So the sense of I am comes first. When you think of I am, you can never not be. Is there any a time you've not known yourself to exist? Yeah. You are always in that state of I am. Now, what comes that you have no choice about? You are always going to be in that state of I am. What comes after I am, though, you have a choice and you can decide. And that's the part that I want to talk to, and I'll talk to that later on in this talk. Because again, one of the things that keeps people stuck in terms of creating a vision, in terms of moving forward in where you want to go, is people actually think that they are stuck in their identity. Yeah. And you are not stuck in your identity. You can actually switch identities. And we do this every day. Every day we are switching identities. Another example is, just imagine this for a moment. So you're in your house, you're in your home, and you're with your friends, and you're having a party, and you're doing your stuff, and the doorbell rings. And when you open the door, there are two policemen right in front of the door. Yeah, what happens? You switch identities, yeah? You switch identities to something a bit more formal, yeah? So we do those things every day. We can switch identities. And so when you are playing with creating an outcome and playing with creating a vision and playing with especially creating a delicious life that you want, the question you want to ask yourself is, what is the identity of the person who's living that life that I aspire to, who's achieved that goal that I want to achieve? Because let me tell you this, if you already had the identity of that person, you would already be living the goal. And if there's one thing I want you to take away from my presentation today, it is that realization that if you were already that person, because of resonance and energetic frequency, you will already have that vision. So if you don't already have the vision you want, you're not already experiencing it, and you are not already living it, it tells you that there's something you need to step into. I mean, there are other elements to it, but the first element you want to step into is that element of identity. Who is that person and what are they doing? Okay, I can't see you guys. I usually at this point say, let me know if I'm making sense. Let me
You're
know.
making a lot of sense.
Yay.
We here listening with you, okay? We're
Thank
taking
you.
copious notes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's good. This is good. This is
Uh-huh.
good.
All right. So the question you want to ask, and going back to that, is who am I in this future reality? Yeah. And one of the things that happens when you don't ask yourself, who am I in this future reality? And you don't allow yourself the process of stepping into that person, is you will begin to sabotage yourself. All right. You will definitely begin to sabotage yourself. You set yourself up in a way not to succeed, because what you are asking a self that's not equipped. Let me use that word. That's not equipped to enact that vision that you want. This self can take you there. She or he or it is the initiator of the vision. Make no mistake about that. But she, he, it is not the one living the vision. So, what starts to happen if you don't do that is you will find yourself beginning to sabotage yourself. Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, one of the things I wanted to speak to, like I've made a note here that I definitely want to talk to you about, is a key way that you might deprive yourself from stepping into that vision, which is what I see often, which you might deprive yourself from stepping into that identity. And one of the biggest ways we do is what I call conditions. Yeah. We set up conditions and we say to
Mhm.
ourselves, when this happens, then I will do this. Yeah. When I get
Mm.
a lot of money, then I'll let myself experience wealth. When do you know what I mean? When this happens, then this will happen. And that's one
Right.
big way that I see almost everybody who stumbles on this stop themselves from stepping into the identity and actually enacting that vision, that goal that you want a lot quicker. Okay. So instead of setting up conditions for yourself and saying, when this happens, then this will happen, what do? Simply step into the identity. Okay. Instead of setting conditions, step into the
Mhm.
person that is. So if you have a goal of being successful in your business, I'm just using this off the top of my head. You have a goal of being successful in your business. You step
Okay.
into yeah, go on. What were you gonna say? Nothing? Okay.
No,
No,
we
I said, oh,
visualize
yes,
and we
I'm
oh,
listening. I'm
yeah,
saying, I'm listening.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. You step into the identity of a successful person. That's what you do. You don't wait for conditions because, again, waiting for conditions is giving power over to something outside of you. It's saying that I cannot move, I cannot do what I need to do until this outside thing. Conditions are usually always to do with something outside of you. Now, when you want to own your power and own your success, you go inside yourself and you step into I am. Remember, I am. You are always I aming a successful person. Okay. Whatever you put after I am molds your experiences and molds your life. So, again, that's something else I want to bring to your attention as I'm going through this. Be very, very mindful of what you are putting after I am. I am
Mm.
is the most powerful source in the universe. It
Mhm.
is. It is the most powerful declaration you can make. And so, another way we stop ourselves from stepping into that identity, so there's the conditions. The second way we stop ourselves from stepping into that identity is we are not mindful of what we are I aming. Yeah.
Mhm.
And you do that in the way you speak. You do that in the way you speak to yourself. You especially will do that in the way you speak to yourself internally. Yeah. I am a failure. I am a failure. I am a failure. I am a success. I am success. I am powerful. So be very, very mindful of what you put after I am. Yeah. Those two words are what precede creation. Yeah. After I am, then you create. All right. So I wonder, because I can hear you guys, Tresa, can I take questions at this stage before I move on to the next stage? Does anyone
If
want to ask a
anybody
question?
has, yes, if anybody has questions, they need to type them in, and then
Oh, okay.
they can read them.
All right.
Otherwise, Do y'all see anybody with questions? I'm still trying to get in. It's been difficult. I'm
Oh,
hoping to be
okay.
able
I've
to get
seen
in.
a bit for live comments here. So if you want to, I don't know how to use a live comments. It's not working for me at the moment, but if it's working for you and you can
Yeah,
type in questions.
right now. I will ask a question, just to kind of give you the opportunity to address it. What is the process in regards to that shift in thought that you find? How do you get people from that state of being stuck to going from that to living in the fullness of this identity? You know,
Good
Many of our
question.
people suffer
It is a
from
great
identity crisis.
question.
Yeah,
So
that's a
let's.
really good question.
I got it
And
from Bianca. Bianca told me that.
Telepathically, right?
Right?
okay, I have got a few questions I want to, or two questions. It's actually just one question that I want to put out to you in terms of beginning that process. Hi, what is the topic? In terms of beginning that process, what kind of person is living this vision? That is um, a really good place in terms of starting. What kind of person is living this vision? And then allow, do you know what's really important here is to allow your imagination to free flow. Okay, really allow your imagination to free flow. And the reason I say that, when you're creating a vision or you got something that you want to create or something that you want, is actually something that is unknown. There isn't a big element of it that is unknown. Yeah. Now, when you allow your imagination, so imagination is your ally here in terms of making that transition. When you allow your imagination to free flow, your imagination can then free flow into those unknown terrains, yeah, and bring you back information. So the first thing is allow your imagination to free flow, and please do not question what comes in. Sometimes the most amazing things will come in. Okay, the most unusual things will come in when you allow your imagination to free flow. And what you need to do when you're playing in this different identity is to set judgment aside. Remember, the person you are now is not the person you are who's living that vision. So allow that person from the future, if you like, inform you. One of the mistakes people make is they try and create from memory. Yeah, they try and create from what they've known. And when you try and create from what you've known, from this identity, from what you've known, what do? You're going to create the same thing. You're going to create the same thing over and over and over again because you're going into memory. Yeah. So if you want to create everything, if you want to create the same thing over and over again, and you want to keep the status quo, then memory is a good place to go to get your elements and your information. But when you are creating something new, okay, all the things you knew that got you up to this stage in the game are probably the things that are stopping you from going on to the next stage. And that is a powerful insight to take away when you're creating a future. Yeah, especially when you're creating a future that's different. The things you knew that brought you to this stage with this particular identity are most likely many of the things that are going to stop you from stepping forward. And that's why it's so important to access imagination and let your imagination flow and not judge what comes in. Yeah.
Mm.
I will give you a really quick story from my life. 2, 3 years ago now, I was in this stage where I was beginning to create this future, or this now that I'm living now, once started as a future. Okay. And I allowed my imagination to free flow. Back in those days, I was actually a business coach, and I was doing high-end coaching for other coaches, teaching them how to package their stuff into high-end stuff. So that's how radically different what I was doing then is different from what I was doing now. So I won't go into the whole backstory of how it came about, but I do know that at some stage I started allowing my imagination to free flow. Yeah. And as my imagination started to free flow, I started receiving these snippets of information, these concepts. One of the earliest concepts I received was, I remember sitting down in Paris at the time, and I was just playing in my imagination. And what I did was ask myself, what kind of person lives the future that I want to live? That was a question I asked myself. And even then, I didn't know the exact future I wanted to live. I had feelings of the future I wanted to live. So I let the feelings guide me. I wanted something where I would express the real me. I wanted something where I would express from joy, where I would express with confidence. So I allowed that to free flow. And as I was free flowing with my imagination, I just got this concept drop into my psyche, and it said, you are having a new human experience. I still remember that. I thought, what is that? A
It's
new human
powerful.
experience?
It's
Do you know what I mean?
powerful.
Yeah. But
Yes, that's powerful.
and to do things, I wrote it down really quickly. The new human experience. Yeah. The new human experience, as you know, Tressa, has now become the platform for what I do. Yeah.
Yes.
And the
Yes.
new human experience is now going to become part of my academy, is going to become part of what I teach. The new human experience is now got 3 pillars that I teach visionaries on how to create their own new experience. Yeah. But if I had judged it at the time, because it made no sense to me at the time, and if I had judged it, I would have pushed it to one side. But because I'd learned not to judge these things, I just wrote it down. It took me 2 years, by the way, to unpack what that means. And I started adding elements to it. It took me about 2 years, but here I am today. I can do a whole talk on the new human experience. So, does that begin to answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you,
Thank you.
Bianca, for sending me the question to ask. You understand?
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. That is powerful.
Yeah.
So so basically we trust our instincts. We allow whatever is coming up for us to whatever begin to listen to it.
Yes.
Um and then it will make room for itself to and it'll start unfolding in ways that we never thought possible or maybe didn't even have an idea about.
Exactly.
Can I say
Exactly.
can I
Yeah,
say
go on.
something? Okay.
Yeah.
What it made me think of is I can be very judgy of everything and everyone. So what I heard is don't judge the download. Whatever's being downloaded into that I'm getting, to not judge it, even if I don't understand it at that point in time. And Tressa, we were just talking about this. Like sometimes
Yes.
I don't get what I'm getting, but it starts to unfold and unpack later, and it may be years later. So you saying that 2 years, that gives me, that excites me. I'm excited. It gives me joy. I am
Good.
not alone.
Yeah. For some people, it might happen quicker. For me, because of the scope of what I'm dealing with, I'm only just actually stepping into fully the identity of that person. And I can tell you this now, I am not the Oge that allowed that initial download to happen. I am so different from her in so many ways. There are things I do now that that Oge would not do. Okay. So yes, it is about asking yourself, who is that person? What is their identity? And then allowing imagination, because what imagination is a communication. Yeah,
Mm.
imagination is a communication from potential. All right, so how you activate it is by feeling it, by energetically feeling it. That's one way you activate it. But imagination is a form of communication. It's a form of communication like intuition is. It's a form of communication like inspiration is. Inspiration and imagination often play together. Okay, it's a form of communication like gut feeling is, for example. So imagination is just another form of communication, but it's a really important communication, especially when you're activating your future, because it's a communication back to you from the future of what is possible.
And that's so interesting to me because
Mhm.
as
Yes, it's
human
good.
beings, a lot of times it's okay for children to imagine, but
Exactly.
when we get into our preteen and adult years, it's like, oh, stop imagining, stop daydreaming, get to
Yeah,
doing ABC, which is in the box
yeah,
of what society wants us to do. So this
yeah,
is awesome. Thank you so
yeah.
much. I'm getting a lot of downloads.
There you
Yeah.
go. There you go. We do, and we're programmed out of the very thing that we use to create our future. And I suppose there's one part to it in that people who value stability, who value not stability, but the status quo over imagination, then there's a lot of fear. If we start to imagine things, gosh, we could live in a really unstable world from that point of view. So, in quashing our imagination, what really happens is those people we give our authority over to are helping us maintain some kind of stability and some kind of status quo. When you watch children, notice how, and I say this in quote unquote, notice how unruly they are. Yeah. Notice how when they capture their imagination, how unruly they are. Reminds me of a story when my brother and I, we were about 8 and 7 at the time, and nobody can tell me otherwise. We were back in Nigeria at the time, and both of us were walking on this street. We had very active imaginations. My brother and I were known for imaginations, our active imaginations. And we both saw a witch, a proper witch. She had a long chin, she had a long nose, and she had a broomstick. I'll never forget that experience. And then she jumped out at us and she went, aha, like that. And me and my brother, like both of us, both of us, we screamed and we ran home to mum, yeah. And then we were telling our mum, so mum was asking us, where did we see this witch? So we took her to the door where we saw the witch. Mum, bless her, knocked on the door. She said, my children say my children said they saw a witch here. And bless the neighbors, they play ball too, and they came out and they were really good. And they were like, nothing happened, da da da, all that stuff. Let me tell you, all these years later, me and my brother still talk about it, and we know we saw a witch. Okay. But we know we saw a witch. Nobody can tell us otherwise. But imagine all these adults now running around seeing witches. Yeah, it's like we need to maintain some kind of status quo here. And so on some level, we were talked out of our active imagination. We were just told not to be silly. In very kind words, we were told to drop the whole imagination thing. But
Hmm.
the two of us seeing the same witch, I don't know, but hey ho.
Oh, this is so good. Good. Yeah, I remember as a child too, running and playing and just that's what I most missed about myself. Um is that part of myself because I was always just all out in the woods and just in my imagination it was when I look back now it was a lot of woods, but it wasn't like what I thought. At that time everything seemed gigantic. And
Yes.
so those were some of the best days. Oh my God. And you even have me thinking about how voices came about and the things that you and,
Mhm.
and, and even in anything that we do, without the imagination, our life is so humdrum. It don't have to be a major business, but anything we do, we need to be able to imagine the
Exactly.
unimaginable to make everything life such a joy, such so much fun and all of that great stuff.
And to allow it to free flow, to allow it to free flow. Tresa, you're in my group, the Contemporary Visionary. When I came up with the concept of the Contemporary Visionary, it was also the same process. I was sitting and I was thinking, what kind of people, what kind of tribe do I want to build around me? Yeah. What kind of people do I want? Who do I want to lead? What kind of people do I want to lead? Where do I see myself playing my game in the future? So those were the kind of questions I was asking myself. And again, this one happened in the middle of the night. So I'd asked myself that question and I went to bed and I woke up in the night. This was about 2 a.m. and I jumped out of bed because I had to write down the Contemporary Visionary.
Okay, okay.
So that's another way those things start to come when you ask that question of who am I in that future? And I jumped out of bed, I got my notepad and I wrote it down. And then for a long while, if you asked me who the contemporary visionary is, I couldn't tell you. I just knew it was a concept from my future self. Very clearly, it was a concept from the me I am now. Because as you know, Tressa, we have a group called the Contemporary Visionary. And now
Right,
I
right.
can tell you about the Contemporary Visionary. But when I conceived of this was about 6, 7 months ago. I couldn't, but I've learned to trust it. Yeah, I've learned to trust it.
And that's the thing that I'm like really trying to that's the thing that I'm really trying to get at that space right here is just what you're talking about, being able to just trust it. Like I knew voices was supposed to be here. Like I knew it's so I will tell my story, but finish what you're doing because you kind of you reminded me so much of the process. It just gives me so much peace to understand my own process of of how I've gotten to the space I've gotten to.
Yeah. Let me open up because I can hear everyone else. Before I move on to, there's a one or two tips, more tips I want to share. Any comments or any questions anyone wants to make? Because I can hear you. I just can't see you, but I can hear you. Any comments?
I just, okay. I want to make sure I heard you correctly.
Yes.
You said imagination is communication for potential.
Yes.
All right, got that one.
Yes.
I'm definitely holding that one.
Thank you. Yep. Do I hear anyone else? No? No? Okay.
Mm-mm.
So in closing, I want to share, I've got like two things I want to share with you in terms of taking this even further. One of the ways, and I do this with my clients. So when a client comes to me, one of the things we do in the process of activating their vision and activating the identity is I get them to write down their perfect day. Yeah.
Mm.
What is your perfect day? Because in that perfect day, and when you're writing down your perfect day, you're writing it from the point of view of this vision that you hold for yourself, this place you want to go, whether it's a lifestyle you want to live, whether it's a goal you want to achieve, you're writing it from that point of view. So, what is your perfect day? Yeah. And what I do, I will ask you to write it hour by hour. So, what time do you wake up on your perfect day? And then, after you wake up, what is the next thing? What do you do immediately on your perfect day? It's your perfect day, you're living your vision. What are you doing? And then you work through this and work through this until you get to the end of your day. A good way of doing is break it down hour by hour. What are you doing each hour of your perfect day? Okay. And when you've done this for your whole perfect day, you are going to get a really strong sense of the identity of the person that's living your vision. All right.
Mm.
Wow.
When you get that identity, your job now is to start to implement some element of what's in your perfect day. That's how you bridge the gap. Okay?
Can you
That
repeat? Can you
go.
repeat that? You said it provides identity of the person. What was the last part of that?
It gives you the identity of the person that's living the vision that you want to activate. Yeah?
Got it.
So when we talked at the beginning, we talked about I am stepping into that identity of that person. What I've just given to you now is a brilliant exercise. Do not underestimate the power of this exercise, because once you've got it down, written down, you're going to see, and then you'll begin to see gaps. For example, gaps in maybe what you are not doing now already. You'll begin to see things that you are already doing that can help you step even further into that identity. Okay, so one of the things that I did when I did my perfect day is, in my perfect day, one of the things that came up, and you can do like 2 or 3 perfect days, because one time I got a client to do this, and she said, okay, I've got what I'd like to do on a Monday, on a Tuesday, and a Wednesday. Okay.
Oh, that's
So you
cool.
can do one perfect day, or you can do two. I did 2 perfect days. And on one of my perfect days, what came up was that I was running a group. Yeah. I was running a group for the contemporary visionary, and that came up. So I knew that that was something I needed to activate ASAP. And that was how restarting my Facebook group, the Contemporary Visionary, came up. And the more I am active in that group, the more I can see how my identity is shifting from the person who initiated the idea to the person who is actually experiencing that idea now. You see where I'm going with it?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. So that's a really fun resource that you can start to activate now, that you can start to play with now to shift you into that identity.
I
Oops,
have got to re-listen to this.
Mm,
Ah, this is so good.
thank you.
Yes, yes. And I'm trying to get on my computer, but I may have to just stay on my phone. In the meantime, I'm listening to you and trying to, and I'm like, my God, I feel like I just need to just go back and just listen, because these exercises, I'm telling you, I've done and been part of you. So some of the exercises that you've given us, I know that they work. They can shift
Yeah.
you if you allow them to shift you.
Hmm.
I love the idea of doing more than one day because I thought when I went when in my head when I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this and it's gonna be my play day. I was like, oh, okay, so what would a Bianca at work day be like? And so I love the idea of more in one day and how I believe you said initiate the idea so that you can actually experience it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh,
Yes.
That sounds good. Don't it sound
yeah,
good?
very juicy, juicy.
Thank you. Good stuff. Good stuff. So we've come up to our time. I'm just mindful of your time. Tresa, was there any comments you want to make?
No, I just wanted to tell you thank you for showing up. I really appreciate you. I
Thank
appreciate the word that you brought to us today. And just tell people how they can reach you.
Well, come and join me. If you are on Facebook, that is where I'm playing very much at the moment. So if you are on Facebook, come and join my group. There's so much stuff. Tressa, you know that. So much stuff's happening in the group. It's called The Contemporary Visionary with Oge Okosieme. I can't type at the moment, so I'm not able to type in here. I've tried typing, but I can't. Let me see.
Jonathan, can you type? I sent that, or Bianca, because I sent it last night. Her name, how they can find her.
Okay, hold on.
Let's see if I can type it. The Contemporary Visionary with.
Yeah, once you type it, I'll put it.
I mean, I've put something there. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh yes, I can see it.
Oh, cool. So if you go, I mean, it's all one word on Facebook, but if you type that in on Facebook, you'll find me. Come join me and play with me in the group.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay,
Okay.
that's it. Yay.
Thank you.
Oh, that
All
looks really
right.
nice.
Awesome.
Who did that?
Oh, it was too short. If I could say anything, it would have been, it was too short. Oh my God, it was so delicious. Thank you.
Yes. Yes, I could go on. When I actually do this piece, I actually do it as part of a VIP day. So I do this piece on uncovering the identity piece, and I do the piece that I call Window to Your Soul, okay, where we actually begin to look at the identity and also what your soul agenda is. So yeah, I've condensed quite a lot into 45 minutes. I'd usually spread it out over a day, VIP day with my clients.
Well, and then you just said that they can find you on Facebook. If anybody wants to work with you, they can
Yeah.
also find you there as well.
Well, come and find me on Facebook. You can go on my website, which is ogeokosieme.com. But I am going to make a confession. I do not play very much on my website at the moment. It just gives me a presence. You are more likely to find me playing in my group.
If anybody wants to work with you, they can also find you.
If you want to work with me,
Facebook.
and if you want to have, there you go. If you are interested in working with me, or actually interested even in finding out more about my services, then here's an email address. Drop me an email here. And this is just for you guys here. This is not one I share. So it's a Gmail one. At Gmail. And the reason I'm giving you this is that I will know it's from you guys here. Okay? feverpicture1@gmail.com. If you want to find out more about what I do, even if you want to just have a conversation with me, no commitment. No sleazy sales tactics, that kind of stuff, and you want to find out more about me, drop me an email at feverpicture1@gmail.com, and I'll get myself, a member of my team, will arrange something in my diary to continue the conversation with you. Okay? I just saw you there for a minute, Tresa. What happened?
It's
What
magic,
happened?
magic.
I know, I just saw her.
And I know
She's
somehow
laying.
I got booted out and I came back in and I see my camera or something is turned. I'm like, I'm not sure what happened, but hey, y'all.
You might have to adjust your phone a little bit.
Well, I'm on from my tablet. Do I need to turn it
Okay.
around this way? Maybe I'll do this.
Yeah.
Does
There
that
you
help?
go.
All right.
Bam.
So did you catch the bit? You said you were booted off. Did you
Ye-
catch the bits about the email address if you wanted to continue the conversation with me?
Okay. I
As
think
you
I
can
saw
see.
that in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. All right. Awesome.
yeah, we have to schedule something so you could come back over here and give us a session, okay? You know, Tressa is hiding the goodies over here. You understand? You can come and play over here if you like. You understand? Now,
Over where?
we got a
Over
plan.
where?
Here, right here where you are.
Okay. I can't see anyone. Tressa, where are you?
Okay. Did Tressa get booted out too?
She might have got booted out. Did you get booted out, Tressa? Where are you? That is too
She's
funny.
talking and doesn't know that her microphone is muted because she got a lot going on in the background. She's over there multitasking.
It's
Oh.
So Bianca and I have to take the reins and see, what's going on. I
all
believe the
right.
next thing that we're supposed to do is,
Are we
from what I understand.
all right? Okay, and I just lost you. I can't hear you, Allah. Nope. Can
I
you
can
all?
hear him. I can hear him.
He's
Okay,
froze.
so
There we
maybe
go.
you have to go out. Maybe you have to go and come back in. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
I'm just gonna send Tressa a message. Hopefully
Okay.
she'll get it and tell her she can't hear her. Let me send
Okay. We
her.
got someone else here. Who is this?
Hey, can you hear us?
Me? Yes.
Yes.
Hi.
Hey, you're in a circle with us, and forgive me, I can't remember your name. I'm Bianca.
Kathy.
Hey, Kathy.
How
I
you
remember
doing,
the
sis?
face.
Hello, I'm just trying to get hold of Tressa. She's muted. She is muted. Let me tell her she's muted. Hopefully.
Okay. Sister Kathy, do you want to introduce yourself in the interim while we're trying to get everything together? Okay.
Well, sure. I am Kathy Iverson. I live in Fairview Heights, Illinois. I'm so used to saying North Carolina because I just recently moved from there, but I'm in Fairview Heights, Illinois. Um, I am a, I don't like to use the term life coach, but I also have a call to work with women to help just uncover their truth and help them find their blind spots, turn them into breakthroughs, find out where they're stuck at in life. Trust and I have
Mm.
been working together for some time. We've gone through quite a few women rites of passages together, and so we have history. I'm supporting her vision. I don't know if I'm supposed to do my little spiel now or not,
Yes. Yes.
but
Please do.
since I'm
Yeah,
talking, I'm
get your
gonna
spill,
keep
get
on.
your spill on.
Yes, I'm just gonna keep on going. I uh, I
All right,
support
she's trying to
courses.
get in.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Tresa is trying to get back in,
Oh,
she
okay.
said. Yeah.
I see May. All right, I see Tressa. This is what I'll do. Kathy, you keep speaking. I'll leave and then I'll text Tressa and I'll say, and I won't come back in until she's in. All right. So
Oh
I'm
no,
gonna
you
leave now.
good. You're good. You're
I don't need to
good.
leave.
You're
Okay.
good. I'm going. No, you. I need you to stay right where you are. All right. I'm
Okay.
going to move so that way come back in.
Is there a cap on how many people can be present at one time?
Yes. So, Kathy, you
Ah,
can continue on doing what you're doing, and I'll still be able to control everything. Y'all just won't see me, so it's all good.
I am going to need to move to go anyway. So
he left.
okay.
Well, he's done really well with managing this, so I think we'll just let him do whatever he's doing on the back end. And okay, thank you so much. I mean, this was definitely very powerful, lots of nuggets, and I definitely will make sure I'm in that Facebook group since that's where you play, and we can play together and yes, produce some magic.
Mhm.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Okay,
Yes.
I'm really looking forward to seeing you there. I'm gonna love you guys and
Uh,
leave you.
Okay.
Mwah.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Oh, she's leaving. Okay.
Oh yeah, she had to leave. Just so Kathy, go ahead.
Okay, ladies. So there are several reasons why I support voices, and I think that is important and it's something that is very, very much needed. One of the more important reasons to me at this time in my life, at this juncture and where I am, is because not because it's not because of the relationship. I mean, it's kind of based on the relationship that I have with Tressa, but even if I didn't love her the way that I do, I've I love sisterhood. I love sisterhood, and I am such an advocate for um, people of color returning to their original state. And originally, we were tribal people. We, especially women, we communed in circles. We sat under the moon and we talked to each other. We got in the kitchen and we cooked together and we exchanged recipes and and all sorts of magic happens and takes place when women come together intentionally to be um to be in synchronicity with each other. And I think that that is missing. I know how hard it is to come out and take center stage as a woman and be and begin that whole process of being center stage, of having something to offer, of making yourself a vessel. That's not an easy move to make because of the demons and all of the healing work that we have to do ourselves to get ready to hold that space. And it's very hurtful when you step out there and nobody supports you.
Mhm.
That can be devastating. And it doesn't matter. And I think it's so important for a community of women to be created that understands this fundamental rudimentary theory, if you will, that we have to hold each other up. It doesn't matter if I know if we're in a sisterhood and we're calling it a sisterhood, if you're coming out with something, then I'm going to support you just based on the fact that we're part of a sisterhood. It's not based off my relationship with you. It's not even based off of, it shouldn't even be based off of so much of whether or not your product, and don't take me wrong when I say this, your product is something that I need as much as it is the need to help you keep floating. Because when a woman comes out and she's supported in what she's doing, her level of creativity has no bounds or limits. But when you're worried about, well, why, I thought this person was going to help me. I thought that person, would have been there for me. We got to stop doing that to each other. We have to stop doing that to one another and just be there. If a woman has reached the point and she's done the work and fought to the place where she's ready to spread her wings and fly, then our job is to help her spread her wings and fly. Because one day it's going to be our turn to spread our wings and fly. And the earth is very serious about the karma that you put out. What you put out will come back to you. It may not come back exactly from the place you sowed it, but it's coming back. It's coming back. And so my desire is to really see more communities like this, for one, come up, where women can come and we can do all these things in this space. We can be educated about, things that are really relative to our existence and our survival, here in this third dimension reality that we're in. We're getting that kind of information from here. But we also have the opportunity to bond and form not only, bond, but individual bonds as well. Like, there's so much good that can come out of this if we just, take all of the other BS out of it and just let it be what it is. Like I said in the beginning, this is who we are. This is what we came from originally, meeting in circles and talking, sharing our hurt and our pain, having a free space to be broken, to just be without judgment, to just be. We need that. We need that. No other place teaches us that. Church never taught me that. In all the years that I was church, I was never taught that it was
And
okay
tell them that
to
you
be
are a
broken.
minister, Kathy. I
Yes,
don't
I
mean to
am a
cut you
minister.
off.
I'm sorry.
Yes, so
I am a minister, preach the gospel, but they never told me it was okay for me to just be broken. They never told me that it was okay, because you have to hide. Even church has that motto that says, some things I'm gonna die, I'm going to the grave with. That's just where you going with it if you keep carrying it. That's just where you going.
and
So
Kathy, can you tell when you came on and you finally came on, what has been some of your maybe ahas or your experience in the circle as after meeting some of the spiritual midwives and even sharing with some of the sisters some of what you've taken away that another woman would say, dang, why should I be part of the circle? Because why this circle? I can go find me a circle. What would you tell them about this circle that makes this circle maybe different?
okay, so what I would tell you about this circle that for me is different is I don't the commerce is not there. In other circles, and what I mean by that, in other circles that I've been a part of, it's always been a build up to what you need next. you know so it's like, before I even finish selling this to you, I'm already selling you something else. I like what the other sister, Oge, I came in on the end of her, said, like, if you want to talk to me and you want to get to know more about what I'm doing, like, you can have a meeting with me. It's not going to be any sleazy sale pitches like I'm trying to sell you something else, or you will not be, I haven't felt like I'm held to a particular place, or that there's anything that I'm not ready to do until I complete here. Like, this can just be, for me, this is just a clean space that I can come into and I can just be Kathy. But also I realize that as I grow and as I continue learning, then this space can also become something else if need be. It could be a place where maybe I begin teaching as I'm learning, or the just
This
there's
is
just
true. This is so
this
true.
is
I
just
love that.
this is just pure. It's pure.
Yeah.
It's just pure. And I think it's because the energy of the women that are here have all in some way experienced some of the things that I've already talked about, and you're looking for that place. We're still looking for that place where we can just be. There's not, talking about $300 and $400 and $500 a month, knowing doggone well that that's a struggle. Like keeping all the things in perspective that need to be in perspective if you're really going after trying to help goddesses unlock their true potential. Like all of those things are factored in as far as I can see, because it's like she took the time to think about the finances, how much. I don't know, price may adjust some, as because you have to pay, you got to pay for what you get. We know that. But then there's a point of where it gets to be ridiculous, and where it's about serving the people. And I believe that at this point, this is about serving the people. And like I said before, because Trust and I have been in different circles together, I know she knows more where I'm coming from with this. But for me, as I said in the beginning, the main thing is it's important for us now, as more and more people are levels of consciousness are waking up, because more and more people are beginning to wake up to the reality that we are in a republic and democratic system that does not like us. And as the truth continues revealing and more people are waking up and starting to understand and take their rightful place, we're going to begin to get to a place where we're going to start demanding our seat at the table. So, the standoff is inevitable. So they're running for cover. So we need more tribes, more small circles. And I like the smallness of it. I know you want to grow, but I also like that about it too, because there's more accountability. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We need that too, that accountability. So that's, I had some really great stuff, and I should have wrote it down.
This
Because
is
that
great.
always happens to me. Stuff comes to me and it be so brilliant.
Okay.
I'm like,
Okay, Kathy.
Kathy,
yeah.
can I say something really quickly? You said something and it made me think of one of the first circles I sat on. I don't know if it was the very first one, but it was with Tama. Do you remember Tressa, that circle with Tama? And we talked about struggle, love, relationships.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that was one. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
it was definitely a place where I was free to be broken. I had come out of a relationship that at the end of the previous year, and I was still kind of in it and trying to deal with stuff. But being in that particular circle with Tama, she saw it immediately. I mean, because it's via Zoom meeting, we can see one another. She could hear it in my voice. I felt like I got fed that day. I have gone back to that circle several times because for those of you who don't know, with voices, we get the recordings so we can go back to them, which is amazing. And I'm a different person than I am that person from that circle. And I think that circle may have been done in March or April with Tama of last year, but it definitely was a safe place. And I definitely appreciate that so much. And I think that's one of the things that definitely makes this circle different too from possibly other circles, because I am in another circle, and I think it's just great. It's different. And the difference with this circle is that there is accountability and there's actual, I feel like there's we definitely we learn some things and it's
Yes, we
affordable.
do learn some things. We learn some things, and I am so grateful. Because each woman would probably say there's several of the teachers or the spiritual midwives that they took to more than others. Not that it wasn't all good, but there
Hmm.
is something that we needed, that we might need for one that moment that just like you said unlocks you. Okay, so Maylita, would you come in and just tell us? Thank you, Kathy. I really appreciate it. And thank you, Bianca, for chiming in. I appreciate you ladies showing up for yourselves and for me. I love y'all. Okay, Maylita, Would you talk about what the
Yeah,
circle
and I
means to
have
you and
May
why?
on here. I have May. I have May for a reason.
Okay,
So
May. Okay, could you
yes.
please tell why you why you chose to be a part of the circle?
Well, I
Can you
started off
please?
being a part of the circle for support. It was actually the mainly to support something that was new and beginning. And then as I continued to be a part of the circle and listening to different individuals, taking notes and implementing different things in my life, um, I started noticing change. Like it was different. Like I felt different. Everybody knows you get different emotions, and sometimes you might not be able to handle those emotions. So with different things that people were saying or different events that occurred, it would just trigger something. So then I started noticing different things like, hold on, this is triggering it, this is triggering it. And different things that I had to work on, which has led me to me being right now, which I have changed a lot because that was more like a trigger. I'll explode. You do something I don't like, I'm exploding. Um, so for me, it started making me dig into my past, which I noticed I fight. Even now, I'm still going back and forth with certain things, but at the same time, it pushed me forward to have my own voice, but use it in a different type of way.
Oh, that just. Whew. Okay, I don't want to get teary. Go ahead, May. Because I don't want to get teary, May, but I. Go ahead, May.
Um, so for me, I have more masculine than feminine energy, and I have always had that. Um, so now I have to dig more into the caring kind of way because I really didn't care besides my kids. I'm very caring with them, or even when I was working in healthcare, I'm very caring with the people that I feel like can't protect themselves.
Mm.
So I feel like if you're on my level and I know that you have it and you're like more disrespectful, I needed to kind of shift that energy. Um, so right now I'm just handling that and I'm dealing more with my emotions because even when I was a kid, they said, you don't feel, you don't cry, you just keep moving. So
Mm.
that had to do with a lot of like even now like my health issues because it's like you don't have that time to reflect on it. You just keep moving and dealing or basically keep pushing and doing what you need to do. Especially with me having 3 kids and a single parent, I don't have time to just reflect, relax. I'm always moving. So I had to start learning how to take that time for myself because I needed to release a lot of different things. And with each individual, they came with their own methods of how to actually have that happen. And then you just flip it in a way that assists you. So that's one thing that I was learning. Um, and it's basically getting in touch with yourself, but at the same time supporting other women. So that's one thing that I really like because nowadays, with the TVs and everything, you just have women just bashing women, and I don't understand it. Even not being on the TV, you have Go Out and women bashing women, and I never understood that at all. So right now it's more of us supporting and uplifting each other, and then we stay okay. This is where we're at, and then we allow other people to comment, or we just have that voice when they ask you that one question, and you have to dig deep to really truly answer it without having somebody backlash and say, "Girl, for real, seriously?" Like,
Mhm.
so
Yeah, we don't have that.
Right.
that's another good part about it. And then it does for another reason too. With me, I'm not open. So I'm very closed and I don't like people in my personal business. So having to do that is kind of actually making me become more open and having me open up and having me actually push forward because I'm already have been like, this is me. And I don't care what people say or what people think. But at the same time, how do you even know if you never will open up? you know, because somebody might feel the same way that you're feeling, or might think something, or you can actually help somebody, another individual. So right now, this is something that I wouldn't have did probably a year ago, 2 years ago, but I came on here for her, which I would never have done. Um, but I think that's another good aspect to show, like, yeah, I have grown and I have developed.
Thank you for
Mm.
sharing. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. So go ahead, Bianca. Kathy, anybody want to?
Uh, I was just clapping. I was just like, "Yay, support!"
Oh
I think,
no.
and when I was listening to you, May, it would just it warmed my heart because as someone who's older, I'm 52, so I'm now getting all these downloads of new information and new modalities of healing and what avenues that I can go in. But for to hear a younger person getting it now it just I'm not gonna cry. I'm happy. It makes me happy. I mean, I have 3 kids too, and I didn't get hey Devi Maisha. I didn't get any of this
Yeah, she's gone.
information when type of information when I was younger and really struggling with raising my kids and so it's just awesome. And I'm gonna be quiet because I see we have a guest on.
Where did Tressa just go? She
I
probably
don't know
jumped
where
off.
she
She probably jumped off because I was calling her because I was backstage. I was like, "Oh shoot, I gotta get on," and I was trying to let her know that I was on the line. So it's like now I'm here. So I hope I didn't kick her off. But hi.
Hey, so good to see you again.
Ladies, not to interrupt you, but I got to get ready to go out. It's great
Thank
seeing
you.
you all, and I'll see you in our next meeting.
Yes, yes, yes. See you in a little
Bye.
bit. All right, cool. Well, before I guess we turn it over to Devi Maisha, do you have anything else you want to say,
Thank you,
May?
because I dropped.
No.
Yes. Well, may you want to hold? Y'all can stay on, but Maisha has to go. We just definitely want to hear what she has to say.
Yes.
No, I don't have to go. That was Kathy. She just left.
Kathy had to go.
Oh, I thought she said she had to go. Okay, okay. I'm sorry, Debbie. Okay. So I just love this sister. I love you, girl.
I love you
I'm
too.
gonna
I'm
let her
sorry I'm
introduce
late.
herself. No,
You
you're
right on
not late.
time.
You right on time, sis. Let me tell you, we kind of had all kind of challenges, and they've been saying, you know what? Breathe, let it flow the way it's supposed to flow. So actually, everything is just flowing the way it's supposed to flow. So I just want to say, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself, but I love this sister. I don't even quite remember how we met, but I think I was following her on Facebook. I just loved her, and she's got such a beautiful spirit. And there's times I done had my cry days, but there's times that I've had my up days, and she's just been such a powerful and instrumental. And she loves the women. Oh my
And
God.
we love her.
And she taught us about sex magic. Woo! I still use it. Whoop, whoop. Okay, Deb. Okay, Debbie
Oh my
May.
god, wait, I can't see all the reflections in my phone.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, so go ahead and
Ooh, y'all have me blushing.
And the
Yeah, I don't know.
massage.
I don't know.
okay. So we're gonna let you come on.
Yes, hi, my name is Devi Maisha. I'm a sensual energy alchemist and pleasure coach. I've got a house full of people. Have been for the past couple of days. All my kids are home. Yay, Corona. Um, but yes, so I do. I like to talk about sex. I do love women. It is. I truly believe. Y'all gonna get me started. I love men too. But I truly believe that this world is going to be healed through women at this stage, and everything that's even going on right now is so key to me. I really think that women are the key, and when we step into our pleasure, it's beyond sex. But when we really step into owning our own pleasure and power, we're going to shift all of this that's happening right now. So that's really my focus.
Yes. So tell us why you not only taught last year, but you taught again this year. Tell us why you what made you see the value in voices, and why you said twice, not just once but twice, yes, being a part of the circle
Oh
to
my
teach, be a
gosh.
spiritual midwife.
Yeah, first of all, I love the idea, the spiritual midwife. I love that. Having used midwives to birth my children, I love that. And
Yes.
and so I saw the value in being able to just the idea of women gathering together. It's what we've always done. Um, Having our own space in which we were
Mhm.
able to talk and to learn. It's a way to build community to me,
Right.
and to be able to be a part of that, and to affect lives in some way through really just sharing my story and my experiences. I love the fact that all of us who teach in circles, it's not, I've never seen it as, some people are like, they're teachers and they're like, I'm up here, I'm the teacher, like I'm the expert person. But it felt like everyone who was a facilitator of circles was really like, this was my journey. This is how I got through it. This is what I learned from it. And if your journey is similar to mine, this is how it can help you. And
Right.
and I love that you were able to bring together people who were willing to do it, and to do it on that level, you know.
Thank you, because I knew that, one of the things, and I'll probably talk about this a little bit later because I don't want to take up much of your time, but one of the things I knew about when I had a desire to even start a couple years ago, it started off as a book club and then a community event and then something else. It transitioned, it had all these layers. I had no idea, but when I did get here, all of it started from the premise. I felt like I was older, I was being broken, I was coming wide open. There was so much stuff going on, and I felt like I can do it more with more people. What
Mhm.
it would take me to learn by myself if I got a group of us together. That's what the book club started, and then kind of everything in spirit. I had no idea was preparing me for the circle and for other works that I do. But that's really the premise of it. More of us getting together. We can teach each other. We can help each other more than we can um, just by ourselves. Now, I know. Oh my God, Bianca. I'm sorry. Bianca
Yes.
had mentioned she was 51 or 52, and I'm
What?
58.
What?
Yeah, so
What?
5 years ago. Yes.
Ah, lies.
Yes. So 5 years ago.
Lies.
Yes, thank you. So
Thank you.
five
Thank
to
you.
6 years ago, I really was grieving because even though I had gone through a part of my journey that it got me to the place that I finally was saying yes, and I thought that mean I was done, but no, it just meant that I had committed to this. There was a place
Mm.
in my life that really all that at that point I had finally committed to this. And so, but I was like so broken and grieving because I was feeling like, dang, you 50 something years old. You done missed out on all of this. You don't know this. You don't know that. And I thought, well, damn, I'm not the only woman. I know there got to be a group of women out there somewhere that feel the same way that I do. And bringing us together in the circle from May age to Bianca age to all the women in between, we all have so many common denominators. And it don't matter what age you are. And the thing that I'm with Bianca about is I am grateful, Maylita and the other women, Shari and Terica and all of those. And Terica wanted to come. She has not been able to get on. So she sent me a text. Um, but just to be able to say at this age, they're starting to get it. They're starting to get it. And then that adds to what you said, Debbie. Women are going to become, we're going to save this world. And the younger they get it, and then May is teaching her daughters and her children, and every woman that comes in this circle teaching their children or their grandchildren or their nieces. Somebody is profiting from this. I have a young lady at work said, would you start a circle for my teenage daughter? And so here I am about to start a circle using my grandbaby and maybe her friend. And even we start with two or three, helping them to understand them as young ladies, who they can be, who they are. All they got to do is experience it a different way and begin to understand that. So I appreciate you coming into the circle. This is the opportunity to ladies, I would like each one of y'all, May and Bianca, if you would, pour back into to Debbie. Tell her how much you appreciate her because she's always blessing us. I just thought that just came to mind.
Oh
Um,
my okay. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Whew, let's see. I definitely your spirit resonated with me, and I've done some other courses with you. The sex magic, the did I do the 30 days of orgasm? I may have done that one too.
yes, yes, yes.
But you I feel like you are so passionate about what you're doing, and I never felt like it was I didn't feel like you offered it as a gift, because and what you were giving, it was worth so much more than what we paid for. And I'm like,
Oh
oh
wow.
my goodness. And then when I
Oh
learned
wow.
and you would share more about your life personally, I was like, wait a minute, she got all them kids and she only offering this. She's offering this gift at this price. And I'm like, wow. I said, okay, so you and you're just brilliant.
She
I
is
personally,
Wow.
beautiful.
you're brilliant. I love the way you teach. I feel like I can get it. And that's what the beauty about the circle and what it being interactive is. You just will naturally gravitate to others more than some, and that's okay. But the way you teach and you break down the science of things, that man, you got me there with it. It's like, okay, this is what it is, but there's some science behind it, and then my brain can then get it
Oh,
because that's how I think sometimes. I was like, no, you just can't tell me X, Y. No, why, what, how do we do this, and and yet that's the way you teach, and I appreciate that so much. And I know that's not just some fly by night um learning, and how you probably have had to educate yourself. So I don't feel like you're just giving us something you found on Google. No, no, you know this, you experience it, and you've gifted it to us. And I did good, I didn't cry. But thank you so much. It has definitely meant so much to me. And whenever the next boo come along, it's gonna mean a lot to him too.
and you know that, and you know that, and you know that. And what I wanted to say really quick is I had a sister that just text, and even though, so we'll talk about it because she's asking for a virtual circle for the teenagers. Um,
I think that would
okay,
be awesome.
okay,
My grand,
okay.
I'm like, I put can preteens come? My granddaughter, she
But
11.
yeah, right. So we'll talk about it because the one that I have here will be with the girls here. But if y'all really are serious about a personal circle, a virtual one, we can do a virtual one where we can set that up. But okay, Maylita, would you like to say anything to my Easter while somebody else just is trying to get in and I'm trying to work with
I,
them?
I think
That
that
was
was Manifest Raw.
manifest. That was manifest raw.
My phone keep going in and out, so I'm not sure what is exactly going on. But yeah, for my issue when I
Yay!
first when I first got on, and she was talking about it, I'm like, no, because it was more like the sexual aspect, and I was already since 2016 decided not to have sex and to pull back after I left my kid dead. So I'm like, I don't want to open that Pandora's box. Oh my God, 'cause when it gets open, it gets open. Um, but basically, it was more like with me, I had to learn how to tame it and not use it for. I'm more like a sexual person. I use it for pleasure, pain, and I will get back at you with it. So, um, and I was trying to switch that thought process around. So when you came on, it was more like, okay, manifest. So it was like more use it to your advantage, use it to, empower yourself and to build your empire. So when you did first have us do that thing, I was feeling it like, okay, now it's back open. It's back open. And for me, I feel like multiple times a day, so to have that going, I'm like, okay, you need to use it for manifest, uh, okay, what you want to make now? Not to dwell in that pain and stuff like that. So for me, I had to work through it because for me not to angry and I used to hold that pain. But when I had you reopen it, I just started twisting and reforming it. So that was one thing. But yeah, when you first got on, I was like, oh no, I can't do this one. Um, but I just started using it and transforming it into my own way. So right now, for me, it's changed because even when I get that feeling, I'm like, no, I can. It can subside without having those side effects that was like, you know what I'm saying, making me just like, I need to. Like, do anybody understand that?
Oh,
Like, I don't know.
yeah, we get it. We
Um,
get it. We get it. So
okay,
thank you for
so
sharing. Um, Go ahead. You wanted to finish saying something?
that's what I was saying. Like, she just helped me reform it into a different way.
So I want to say to everybody listening, because I just had somebody just text me who's listening. I just want to say this is the kind of real life we get here in the circle. So if Manifest Ra is still on, can you get him in, please? Knowledge Born, can you please get him in for me? Do one of us need to I know it's six of us that can be on at one time. Oh, hey.
Hey, peace and blessings. How's everybody doing?
Hey, hey,
Hey,
hey.
you.
We,
Yeah,
hey,
sound
hey,
like y'all
hey,
having
we
some
got
I
fun.
can't hear
some
nothing.
happy
My stuff going
birthday.
in and out.
Sound like y'all having some fun.
Okay,
It's a party.
we are having
Yeah.
fun. It's a party.
I'm glad I've been invited.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Come on in. Come on into the party. We have
Ha!
some masculine energy and we love our men.
Yes,
So
we do.
come on, Manifest Rock. Tell us what made, well, first of all, introduce yourself and tell us who you are and what you do. We're asking everybody to tell us who you are and what you do. And I'm going to also make sure that all that information gets out to everyone at the end of the session, or Bianca will. We're going to make sure everybody knows who was on today. But if you could tell us who you are, what you do, and then what made you come back not only the first time and then again said yes, and the value you feel like Voices has.
Greetings, everyone. This is Manifest Rob, the transformational speaker, energy work expert, and I spell energy INNER, capital G, work, because we all are God consciousness. It's a simple matter of cultivating that intentionally to ascend into our greatest level of being. And so I'm also the founder of the Sage Men and a nonprofit known as Heal Humanity. So the work I do, I give thanks on the planet right now, just like you all, light worker, healer, visionary. I do a lot of work helping people to live more mindfully and also in the spirit of motivation.
Mhm.
And so I also help men in particular, because too often women have been exclusively doing this work. And I know you all have been saying, hey, where the men? Where the men that are doing
Yeah,
the
where the man at? Where the
transformational
man
work?
at?
That's right. That's right. That's right. So for being on this path for so many years doing the work, there's a number of things I've learned, a number of insights, a number of life experiences that I have used to resonate and engage with men, and in a way where they don't see me just as another brother. It's something about the energy that I bring that they resonate with, and they say, "Hey, I want to be a part of this divine masculine movement." So I give thanks for that. I'm
Yes,
excited about the
yes.
work that we've done, the work that we're doing, and the work that we will continue to do in the future with sisters like you all. So, and in terms of voices, it's a pleasure. I mean, I am one who actually has been blessed with a talent for the throat chakra, if you will. So anytime anyone is aligned with their authentic voice, not the ego voice, but their authentic voice, where they are a channel for divine intelligence, we need to listen to these people. We need to have reverence for them, because it's not just
Mm.
them, it is the creator. It's the masculine and the feminine, the divine consciousness speaking through them. So your platform, Voices itself, is a vehicle for people to speak through that authentic voice. So I give thanks. That's why I'm back.
Yes, I'm so glad to have you on here. I am so glad you're back, and what you teach us is just powerful. You know, you've taught us about our breath. You've taught about the energy. I remember the one time about the phones. I learned something about G. What is something? The G phones or something that I didn't. Is it really the G
5G.
phone? I
5G.
yes, yes. I haven't forgotten, and I now put my phone over to the side and not have it on me. But you know, one of the most important things I think about. One of my important things that I took away too is just the way I begin to see the way our phones work. So is
Absolutely.
outside, so is inside, so is above, so is below. If we really want to begin to see all of what we are capable of, our minds is just as capable of all of that stuff. But that telephone, the way it works, plus it had to be somebody that created it. So the energy, that inner God.
Absolutely. Well, you just said it. I mean, the so many people are obsessed and how can I say it, singular focused on their cell phones when we live in a time of 5D, fifth dimensional energy. For a long time on the planet, it was 3D. And if you remember even growing up as a child, you probably saw the 3D glasses you wore in the movie theater and all that kind of thing. And it gave you a sense of colors and shapes and all those kinds of things. But scientifically proven that the fifth dimensional consciousness is on the planet. That's the God consciousness that transcends fear, that empowers us to truly be far more intuitive, far more psychic, telepathic connections, all those kinds of things where we really walk the planet as men and women as that divine vehicle. And so 5G, if you will, which is the technology, compromises that. So it gives people the illusion that,
Oh,
hey, within seconds, I can communicate with folks around the world on this phone and I can actually look at any and everything I need to, when everything that the phone is capable of, we are capable of far more as divine beings. So we're living in a
yes.
time now where we are able to ascend like our parents and grandparents weren't able to do, but you can't do that if you're glued to your device on a 24/7 basis, and you are basically a slave, if you will, to man-made technology. So that's energy. It's a reminder to cultivate, activate, and elevate that divine consciousness that is the essence of who we are at all times.
Yes, yes, I love it. And this again, so hello everyone. This is Voice's birthday celebration. Today, actually, March the 14th, is her first birthday, and we're having a party and we are enjoying ourselves here. So we've had ones come on and tell about, you know, some of those who were in the circle, and now we have those who've been a part of Voices and who came back last year, who was here last year and came back again. So thank you, Manifest Rod. Thank you, Devi. I really appreciate you both. Oh my God, I love you both. We love having man energy.
Yes, we do.
We just love it. Yes, yes. And you
Hey, you
model
know
for
what?
us.
And real men love having that feminine energy around them too. So hey,
Indeed.
yes,
Yes,
indeed,
That's
absolutely.
right. That's
Yes,
right.
indeed. So
yes,
Debbie,
we love it.
Bianca, I'm
And
telling Tresa, I love all y'all. Y'all keep doing the great divine feminine work that y'all are doing.
Thank
yes,
you.
yes.
Thank
And
you.
thank you, and have a great day.
Okay, you too now. Many blessings.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Okay now.
Um, yes, sir. I think the
Nikki!
coochie coach is here.
Hey,
The
Coachy
coochie coach
Coach.
is here. The coochie coach is here.
Hey! Now we can have
Hey,
a
hey,
party.
hey. The coochie coach is here. Oh
Hey,
my
y'all.
God. Welcome.
Hey.
Welcome. Tell us who you are, what you do, and why you chose to be a part of Voices, not just once, but twice.
Oh, I mean, I guess it's all in the
Go-
name, right? A name says a lot, right? So
Yeah, the coochie coach.
I'm like, this is how I start off. Hey, I'm Nikki B, aka the Coochie Coach. Um, so I exist purely for the transformation of 1 million wombs all around the globe, so that women
Yeah.
everywhere could experience sexual freedom no matter what journey their vaginas, their coochies, their pocketbooks have been on. That we all get to have sacred sexual experiences unapologetically.
Ooh, yes.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yes, yes, yes.
And so from the first time that Maisha introduced us, we connected, Tresa. So it was like
We
kismet.
did.
Like one phone call over like what a regular, like cell phone line where you were still in Detroit, and it was like we had known each other forever.
Forever.
And it was like, girl, where the hell you been? Like, where have you been?
Yes,
I've
yes,
been,
yes.
it's like that something in your soul that you don't know you're looking for, but your soul is like, I found it.
Mm-hmm.
That was the experience I had with you from the first call. And we just kept in touch, empowered and supported all throughout. And when you said you were doing the video call last time, and I was like, yeah, I'm in.
You did.
And then this time it was like, of course, like another yes. It's for me, it's not even a question. You could just assume that as long as I don't have anything going on that day, that it's a yes. Because what we do, what you do, it is so necessary. There could never be enough of us doing the healing that we're doing, particularly for people who look like us.
Yes,
Like,
yes,
I have to
yes,
say that,
yes.
like, I am on a mission. Yeah, other people are going to follow us because people like us in general. Like,
Right.
if wherever black and brown is, other folk want to be. It doesn't matter where it is and what we're doing. But particularly for us, we have to have this conversation. There is
Right.
no other person or other woman that could have this conversation specifically for black women in America, period.
Yes.
And y'all got me off here about to cry
I
because, oh my
mean,
God, I'm just like, oh my God, I feel so overwhelmed in a beautiful way because y'all got my vision. Like I said, I don't know if you heard me saying that, I was 50 something before I finally like knew I had been having little breakthroughs and I was on my journey. I was, but there was like almost like I had this quantum leap out of one space into another. And I thought for a moment that space was just like, I'm good. And then a year later, I found out I'm grieving because I didn't know who I was without that other stuff. But, and then I just kept going. And what I realized that was just the beginning of my yes. And so in having all these women and what the work that I do, I started off because I wanted to get to it quicker. I figured more of us together could get an understanding and have more wisdom than we could by ourselves. And the way y'all all said yes was just phenomenal. And I just want to take time to honor Maisha again because I asked her about something. She said, I don't know, but I do
I
know somebody
remember.
that do know.
Yes.
And I love her because I love her anyway, but for that, it just made me have a higher regard for her. Because once she didn't pretend to know it and just like, I'm going to do it, she told me I didn't know it. And then she didn't look at me like, well, you got to figure this out. She immediately said, but I got somebody for you.
Yes.
And then it was all divine order because like you said, Coochie Mama, we bonded right away, like on the phone for an hour, and then we kept talking back and forth. And my girls, my sisters, my women loved you. You for whatever reason that one didn't get taken. The next one is for
I
whatever
remember that.
something happened, and we were all trying to like get this information. It has been amazing though. It's just been an amazing journey to have all of y'all in my life and to say yes and see my dream.
Absolutely. No,
You
can cry. I think crying is essential. Crying is healing. Let us not suppress it. These are not the days where we suppress anything. If anything, we don't know anything about anything. This is the time to allow our souls to let go, to grieve whatever issue or pain we may be having, whatever happiness. We can cry for our happiness. Like we can celebrate being powerful chocolate women on a sexual healing journey unapologetically. Like there is no, like when I tell you, like I want to say thank you to Maisha for deferring it to me.
You know, she didn't know me that deeply when she said, hey, I don't know, but I think I know somebody who may. Like, that says a whole lot because Maisha and I had just met, right? I don't even know if we hadn't even really spoken much. It was, I
We
didn't even
had
know if
not.
I didn't even know if she liked me. I was like, this lady, she over here talking about tantric work. Well, she should be talking to me. Like, we should be talking together. And so
Oh
I
my
was shocked
God.
and amazed when she referred you to me because, you know, and it's a Black woman thing. It's that thing
Yes.
that if we don't articulate it with one another, we'll walk around going, well, she don't really, you know, I don't really, well, and I ain't gonna say nothing, you
Oh,
know, and it's so fucking preschool. It's like elementary behavior. But we all have it, and it's just a wounded little girl who just wants to be liked,
Yes.
accepted, and
Mm.
appreciated and honored and all of the things that we did not get, have not gotten, and continue not to get unless we stand for it, unless we speak up about it, unless we say this matters to us.
Nikki, I gotta say, y'all have me. I I gotta say, for like the past week or so, I have felt like my magic just left me. I mean, I've just been
Mm,
sitting at home like I don't want to do anything. I've been very quiet on
mhm.
social media. I just need to be centered. And but speaking with you all today feels real ancestral, and so I love it.
Yes.
And for I remember Tressa's she wanted somebody to speak about womb work, which is that it is not my forte. I'm more like the psychology, sexual energy person,
Hmm.
not so much the womb itself. But Nikki, you know, you I didn't know you well, but I felt you well,
Mm.
Yes.
Mm.
right? And
Yes.
so when we met through
Mm.
our this business thing for women, and I spoke to you, and I hope I'm not saying too much, but I saw
It's okay.
you. I saw you wanting to do, like, I saw your vision. I saw what you wanted to do. It's never, it's women in general, Black women
Right.
specifically, or we kind of do the same thing. I knew that we didn't do the same thing. And I knew that what you were doing was so important, was
Hmm.
so necessary. And I saw you wanting to do this for your children, and I saw your desire and the struggle. Like, I know the struggle, especially as a mom, and you just, like, you have this
Oh my
voice, you
God.
have this thing. It's like, I want the world to hear it. And as a Black woman, the things that we are doing
Hmm.
is like, it is a challenge for us. It is a
Yes.
challenge for
Yes.
our women. I see our counterparts with their retreats in Bali, and I know that we have these visions for our women, and sometimes it feels like pulling fucking teeth because
Teeth.
of the way that
Yes,
we have
like
been
they don't.
conditioned in this country.
Yes.
Yes.
But I saw what you wanted to do with your Kuchikan. I saw it, and I was like, this, and like Tressa, whatever Nikki had to do, I was like, I'm there. Like, I'm there because I see our girls out here,
Yes.
and I know that their mothers don't know, and I'm like, and there's a way that you can reach them that I was just never gonna. And I was like,
Right.
Nikki had it. She's like out here. She was on the radio show, y'all. If y'all did not know,
I
y'all did not
remember.
hear her
Yeah.
on the radio talking about this. And I was like,
Yeah.
yo, they
Yes.
had her on that state, like, and I was like, yes.
Yes.
I have always believed in what you had to offer.
Thank you,
I
baby.
still I still believe in it. I know the road is hard for us.
Hmm.
I know it would
Hmm.
be easier if we were only talking about spiritual stuff, or if we were kind of doing it
Yes.
But
religiously.
it's
You
spiritual,
know,
sissy. It's
I
all spiritual. They just
we
don't
know it
get it.
is. Right.
We don't
We
get it
know it
like it's
is.
spiritual. We don't speak about it as a community, right? So there's not a language for Black women yet. We're creating it. I'm not going to, let me take that back. The language has to be learned amongst our community.
Yes.
It
Learn.
is a
Yes.
language that we have, that we keep speaking, that I'm teaching my 6-year-old, that I taught the young ladies in Queens, that I spoke over the airwaves. Yo, the first time I went on there, they wanted to make a joke because
Hmm.
they couldn't be with the word coochie with a Black woman coming so strong. And I
Oh,
held back at all, did not hold back. The second time, They were like with a pen and a fucking paper ready to take notes. I'm talking
Yes.
the Sybil couldn't crack a joke. Tom Joyner was like, he called me doctor like 2 times. It was so deep. I was like, oh shit, I gotta go get a PhD just so this shit could be real. You know?
It's real
Um,
though.
it's real. You understand? And so I'm saying to us, I'm like you, Maisha. I've been off of social media, like in terms of my business. Like I did Coochie Con and I hardly posted about it. I have been off of social media probably for almost a month because I was every day, I was videoing, I was podcasting, I was doing it all. And something occurred in me that said, sit your ass down. The
Yeah.
money is coming. You are abundant. A matter of fact, I was doing the Deepak meditation, abundance, 21 days. And
Oh,
I said, I am clear that God is going to continue to bless me. So for February, I had set a monetary goal. When I set a monetary goal, I don't set it based on, oh, just in my business, I want to get this, such and such amount. So in February, I set a goal of $5,000. And
Okay.
I think I generated about 30 something $100, right? For the month of February.
Okay.
And that's with, I wasn't hard body. I wasn't doing shit. I was, like money was coming. Then March came and I said, oh, you set a goal for February? That's what works for me. I have to set it and forget it. You know how they say,
yeah.
set it and forget. So I put 10,000 for March. We are halfway through
Woo!
March and I'm at 5,000. I'm
Damn.
clear.
So, yeah, so that's what we got to do. See, and I love it because at this birthday party, y'all dropping seeds for somebody else that's going to
Yes.
come back and listen to this and let them know it's real.
Yes,
Yes. It's very real. Can I say something really quick?
absolutely. No,
Uh,
no, no, don't have to ask permission, girl.
yes.
Jump your
You know
ass in
what?
here.
Jump in,
Jump.
jump in, jump in. Yes, jump in, girl.
Okay. Devi Maisha, girl, I missed you. I knew you were gone. I was like, yes, I was like, where's she at? So you were missed. Just know
Right.
that
Wow.
you were missed. And I think Nikki B, Coochie Coach, man, I love you so much. And
Thank you,
I
baby.
think what you're doing is so incredible. You know what resonated a lot when we were on the circle with you is how I think it was your daughter said, hey, when you wrote your book, you told your daughter what you were doing. And she was like, where's my
Yeah.
book? Oh my
Yes.
God.
Yes.
And I think it is so important that our young girls get it. Because I know
Yes.
I got what I got. My daughters
Yes.
got what they got. But I want
Right.
my granddaughter to get it. So
Right.
Right. Me
Right.
too.
Right.
and
And
feel yes, go ahead.
no, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And feel
Finish.
empowered with it,
Yes.
all about
Yes.
knowing, understanding her womb and how everything works. And I was talking to a friend of mine, and her daughter decided, oh, her daughter she believed that her daughter was ready to have sex, but
Mm-hmm.
this this particular friend, she was like, I don't know what to do. And I was like, oh my God, this is so exciting. We know, let's, talk to her about this and help her to understand how her body works and then orgasm. And she just kind of like, whoa. She kind of shut down on me because that's
Mm-hmm.
not been her experience. And I believe that the more that we start learning and then we can share with other women, our friends who are not in these circles, and then also they are getting a tidbit of something and coming up and they're waking up as well, that our girls will get it, so it
Yeah.
won't be this
Yeah.
this taboo
Yeah.
thing down.
Exactly.
I think you, Nikki, you had shared how you were talking with someone older and she said, oh, you talking about down there? And I'm like, but
Yes.
that is so how that is so much of how our experience has been when
Yeah.
it comes to our bodies. And
Yes.
this is just so exciting to me. But and I love you both. Thank you for being
Thank
here
you.
today.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you. I
Yes.
mean, and
And
I
you know what?
and I'm
Go ahead.
grateful.
I'm grateful too. I'm grateful for all of y'all. And I was thinking about ancestral. Then Debbie said it seems like it's a lot of ancestors in here. And I feel that too. I feel
Yeah.
like they're teaching us, they're helping us. My daughter, the one that kind of got a little tizzy, like she don't like her government name. Like, I put May in there for a reason. And then she went on to talk about her whole stuff. And
Uh-huh.
I love it because when she said she would come on, I was a
Mm-hmm.
little taken back not because I thought it would be any of the other ones. I didn't think it was going to be the youngest one. And she gave y'all her whys.
Right.
And like she said, she kind of came on, I'm just supporting you. And then she began to find out that the seeds that were being planted in her were working. And so
Yes.
she gets a chance to teach that to her daughters. And she gets a
Absolutely.
chance to, and then the other two of my daughters that's on, they get a chance to teach that. And I have begun to see a lot of the ancestral healing in the midst of what's been happening in the work that I do. I am clear that my ancestors sent me here to do this work.
Yes.
When I did a class called Legacies Unleashed Healing Generational Suffering, I asked all of my children, all of them, including my boys, how did y'all see me then and versus now? I asked two of my nieces.
Wow.
Some of them wrote letters back to me, and some of them called me and talked to me about it. Now, of course, my boys was like, "You the best thing to slice bread." They just don't want to admit that their mother got some deficiencies, but
Right.
that's them. Them girls let me have it, and they told me, but yes, they did it in love. But they did it in love, and I had all four of those girls come on one part of that class, and one of the young ladies was like, she was in, you know how you on Zoom, you got that little chat box. You okay? You okay? You okay? I'm definitely okay because they have a right to tell their truth and their experience. And when you don't try to shut them down, they are healing and they're seeing a different version of the mother that they grew up with. My niece said to me when she talked to me, one of my nieces, she said, "Honey, when we just come over to the house," she said, "you might as well be in the furniture. You did nothing about you stood out." And then I had a young man that called me the other day. He knew me from where we used to hang around, but never was a boyfriend, but we just kind of be friends now and talk. And the first thing he said when he got on the phone, "Do you know how different you are? Do you know that the conversations you are having now, you never would have had them back then? Matter of fact, do you know that you didn't have a voice? But let me say it further. You didn't even have an identity. You didn't even have this." Girl, he said you didn't even have an identity. And he said, and then the most we used to think about you. Here comes Tresa, she prayed again. Guess who prayed again? Do you know who prayed again? Tresa prayed again. He said it's almost as if you thought all you had to do was here to make babies.
Wow.
And now your conversation is so different. It is so different. And it is different. And yet there's still work that I still continually do. So it's not like I've arrived, but I'm clear I'm here to support women. And I'm more and more clear that it's intergenerational just because of who I am, and my daughters are a lot involved. So that's how it became a lot more intergenerational, probably the way I say the spirit let me see it more intergenerational because of my daughters.
It is. That's a word, Tresa. That's a word that I had started writing in some messaging because this is an intergenerational journey to heal the taboo topic around sex, feminine, divine energy, and all things pussy. I'm telling you that there's a war. There's a war going on against Black pussy. I'm just telling you straight. And if we don't recognize that it's a war, not the Black man, they kill our babies to get to us. Because if you can destroy the Black woman, then you don't have to worry about shit else.
Right. And and go ahead, Debbie.
No, I was gonna say that's truth. I was just having this conversation with somebody else. I don't know who it was or what it was, but I was I was talking in New Jersey a couple of weeks ago, but I was saying it's all this talk about the patriarchy and all that, blah, 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 blah. And I'm sorry, I can't get involved in it.
Me either.
And my father taught me two things, and y'all know I grew up in a nation of Islam. My father taught me two things. He said a nation can rise no higher than
this woman. That's right.
And the Dalai Lama said the world will be set free by women who are set free. So here's the thing, and this does not absolve any man of what he's done. I don't give a shit what he did or didn't do. I chose, I birthed, I am involved in this. So when I look around and I see what's going on with our children right here,
Yep.
I've got four. I've got three boys. I've got three boys, one girl here, and my stepdaughter that I help raise. It doesn't matter what their father did and didn't do. As a
Right.
woman,
Yes.
I am pouring into them. And what
Yes.
am I
Yes.
pouring into them? And what am I teaching my sons about what it means for me to be a woman? And what lessons am I giving them about how to treat those who
Women.
look like
That's
me?
right. That's
Right?
right.
What am
Yes.
I saying? And I can't blame that on another man. That's
Exactly.
on me. And so when Nikki's talking about there's a war on it, because when you take Black women and you twist our mind and get us all involved in this fucktardery that's happening, and then we absolve ourselves of the responsibility of really raising our children, and then they run out into
Yeah.
the street the way they run out, and then we want to
That's right.
point fingers elsewhere.
Mm-mm.
Look,
Mm-mm.
there are widows who are raising kids, so that's not the issue, right? Happily
That's right.
married, husband dropped dead. So what you gonna do?
Right.
Right?
Right.
So
Yes.
this
Yes.
is
Yes.
Right.
we gotta handle this. If you twist the minds of a woman, then you twist the
Mm.
minds of their children.
The children. That's right.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yes. You do. You do. Because I was so messed up. I
Yes.
was so look, when I say I was just so messed up, one of my daughters said when it's been hard for her. She on a journey of healing. It's been hard for her to cry because all she saw in tears was weakness. All
Mm.
she saw. And I learned how to I was so addicted to pain and so broken. My story is a wonder, as they would say. It truly is. But and my children lived it with me. So when they see this about me, and they see me,
Mm-hmm.
and I was also my first experience with sex was I had arrived in Detroit, and I was 10, about to turn 11 in about a week or two, and my stepfather put his hands down there and in my vagina area and stuff, and it felt good, but still there was something in me that knew it wasn't right. So then I
That's
became the
right.
black sheep because I wouldn't let him do that. And so,
Mm.
but then that doesn't mean that I didn't have sexual abuse if other men came along, because it was something I tried to turn my sexual energy off, because men
Off.
of
Mm-hmm.
all ages was coming after me. They were just coming after me. I even had a supervisor who tell me one time, he didn't tell me, he told one of my good friends, we used to work together, and he told her, when she walked down the hall, I just want to throw her down and fuck her.
Mm.
Mm.
And I
Wow.
was like, oh. And so my point of saying this is that I've had men come after me, and I've always tried to just hide it and whatever. And then I just got out of touch with my emotions and my feelings and all this stuff. And so now I'm on a journey to heal my inner child. I'm on a journey to get back and have, and what I noticed in this transition of what was happening in my experience was everything has been around the voice. Voices, which stands for voicing our integrity, choices, and voicing our integrity, choices, and expectations successfully. Conversations with a sister, healing one conversation at a time. Um, Everything for me has been around conversation, and now I'm starting to really want to have more of a conversation. So I remember thinking the other day, I need to have a new conversation with my pussy. And I said this, I wrote it in my journal. I need to have a new
Mm-hmm.
conversation with my womb. I need to have a new conversation. And I just start writing down all the areas with my emotions. I need to
Mm-hmm.
have a new conversation. The
Yeah.
conversation, because here's the thing, is what people have said to us have been harmful. But what we
Yeah.
said to ourselves has been 10 times more harmful.
Absolutely.
And I
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
all the way up. Nobody knows this. I didn't even put it in this book, but I started to talk about it. I was that child, and as an adult, I was in my 30s and 40s, self-mutilating, but not like cutting with a knife.
Right.
I was not only telling myself I was stupid, but I would slap myself on the forehead and just like, you stupid, you stupid. What was you think? Or I would like do like this with my hand and bite and stuff like that. This is the first time I made this information public. But this is the kind of stuff we talk
Mm.
about in the
Mm.
circle. This is the type of stuff we get out there because we want everybody to heal.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
what I have
Yeah.
realized all of this time, I was so addicted to pain. But not only that, I had
Mm.
told myself and had a conversation with myself that you stupid, you this, you
Mm.
this, you not enough. And I am dealing with all of that now. Not so much wrestling with that in itself, but every time it shows up, just reminding myself and beginning to get clear what's happening. Because when you don't really know what's happening at that moment,
Mm-mm.
you think you're wrestling with that. You don't understand that it's a thought, it's a memory. This is how
It's a
you've
memory.
played out.
Well, here's the thing, Tresa. There's something that we will benefit from when we start to travel back to the consciousness of the sperm and the egg that produced us. There was a consciousness that our parents had in conception and our mothers carried in her womb while carrying us. There is no question in my mind that everything that she thought got transmitted into me. And so I was born, you were born, we were all born with whatever consciousness our mother had. If she had a question about whether she should be here, then we're questioning our fucking presence on the planet every single day. If she questioned whether she wanted to be with this man, then we question him too. We never trusted him. He was never going to stay, whatever that conversation is. And that became what we then spiraled into for the rest of our lives. And so we're spending time, 50 years, 60 years, lifetimes on the planet trying to get back to the womb. What was happening in the womb?
Yes, so we can
absolutely. How do we get there? And we can never really get there because, we could if we take some time to really delve deep into our spiritual journeys around womb healing. But the reality is, if you can have a conversation with an ancestor specifically about what was going on in the mind and in the body of your mother when she was carrying you, shit, it will unlock a whole lot of shit.
I know we have some new people on, and I don't want to mess it on Tresa. I'm introducing them, but there's two things I wanted to say. Nikki, totally agree with you, and I think that's right now what all this is Mother Earth and feminine energy saying y'all gonna get back into the womb. It's gonna be darkness for all of y'all.
Yes.
It's gonna be darkness. Y'all got to go back and relearn and just be in that space. And Tresa, I wanted to say for you, I have watched your journey. I don't remember where we met online either, but I have watched your journey from this woman who was unsure and gravitating and grabbing energy from wherever she could grab it from and asking, am I doing this right? Am I doing that right?
Yes.
What about this? What about that? And I have watched you grow into this self-assured woman. And I have so much respect for you because there's so many mothers, so many women in your age group that wouldn't even take on this journey. It's just, well, it was what it was. They wouldn't even acknowledge the pain because it's pain. You know, they wouldn't even acknowledge that you are a few years older than my mom. And so, and I could, it's just, this is what it was. But the fact that you were willing to hear your children, the fact that you were willing to acknowledge, the fact that you were willing to then teach and help other women grow and learn is phenomenal.
Man, it's phenomenal. Yes.
I am honored to know you. And like Nikki, I'm always a yes for everything that you do because the courage that it must have taken for you to step out of where you came from and what you were taught. And I remember when you would like change some pictures on your profile and you were like peeking out little bit by little bit. I honor you.
Absolutely.
I honor you deeply.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have to be responsible.
Right, and now I have to run. I hate to run.
Me too. I gotta go pay a bill.
But I
want to hear Imani and
I know. I look forward to hearing everyone else's conversation.
Yes, ma'am. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Tresa, before I know we have two new people and welcome.
Dr.
But I
Lavonne
think we should give away a gift. We should give away a gift really quickly. So if you want to ask, I have the prize. If you tell someone to pick a number, I guess I'll give you a number. No, well, you tell them to pick. I write down a number. You tell them to pick a number
here's
and
what
put
we're
it in the chat.
do. Okay, because I'm gonna have to go online because I have not pulled up. But whatever number y'all give me, I'm gonna use that. Do we have anybody else on line Facebook here? Can you see, Jonathan? Do we have anyone? No, that maybe. I have someone like who's actually listening. I have someone who has texted me 3 times. She's been very much on it, so I'm gonna I'm gonna give it to Kimberly Thornton.
Kimberly
I just
Thornton.
need
I'm
somebody,
writing it
one of
down.
y'all,
I,
Dr.
I'm
Finch.
I have it. Kimberly Thornton, right? Okay.
Yes, Dr. Finch. Can you pick a number? How many prizes do we have? Take out
There.
the. Go ahead.
Okay. There is what, 7?
Okay, Dr. Finch, pick a number, please, between 1 and 7.
5.
Okay, what is 5?
5 is the body. No, 5 is the book Soul Wealth: Finding Vision, Compassion, Authenticity, Abundance, and Legacy in the Midst of Chaos by Dr. Vicki
That is,
Johnson.
Wonderful.
yay! All right,
Yay!
Kim. That's what
Yay.
you get. You get the book, and we will make sure you get that. Hello, ladies. Thank y'all for coming on. It has really been a gracious party. We are having a ball on here. Um,
Blessings.
Dr. Finch, I know you're actually, and you look beautiful. I've been watching your pictures. She is at a conference speaking, and
I'm
she took
good.
time to
I'm
come
good.
talk to us. So if we
I'm
can
good.
let her speak first. Hmm?
No, I'm good.
Go ahead.
Just go with the flow.
You good?
I'm good.
Okay, we good. Okay, so Amani, before we have
Hey,
Dr.
Amani.
Lavonne, do you have a few minutes?
Yeah, I'm good.
Dr.
Oh,
Okay. Okay. So, Amani, come on, because the two ladies or the two ladies and the gentleman that came on before, they were talking about, you're welcome, Kim. They were talking about what it was like and why they came back twice and why they were teachers in as part of Voices. Actually, a new teacher. Oh, Lord. And Amani, but you've come on already. Tell us your experience and why you said yes to being a part of Voices Circle and how you felt like it could benefit the women.
I am, first of all, hello everyone. Good
Can you
afternoon.
hear me? Okay.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
Okay,
Yes,
wonderful.
ma'am.
First of all, thanks for having me back. And when you first approached me with it, I wasn't going to tell you no. Let's just get that out the way. I wasn't going to tell you no because I know that you walk the walk and talk the talk. And I too am about healing trauma. I'm about empowerment for women on every level, and specifically Black women. Let me put that in there. Specifically Black women, and as we heal, then we can help other people. But I've just been in so many situations where, um, in mixed spaces
I'm
that were supposed to be intersectional that weren't. And I am just at a point in my life about to turn 56 where I cannot, I won't bend like a pretzel to fit into a mode, and I won't be your photo op if my, what I need is not addressed at the table. Don't invite me afterwards. And that was my experience with, that was my experience in Arizona, for real, for real. And when I left Arizona and went to California, and now I'm in Vegas, I'm just always trying to connect with like-minded people. We have got to heal. We have got to talk about mental health awareness in Black communities. And I'm working on an article right now on the adultification of Black girls. And it's just,
Ooh,
oh, it's so heavy. It
yes.
is so
Wow.
heavy because our girls are targeted out sometimes at 2 or 3. Y'all see this stuff on social media where we're not making a differential between what is cute and what's acceptable or what
Right.
should be, when we know that there are predators
yeah.
out here. Just okay, I've said enough for right now. Thank you. Because I'll keep it going. I'm glad to be
All
here.
right, all right. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing up. The
Lord.
women, when she came on, she gave us so many. She taught us so much that the women began to journal and began to go deeper within themselves. And they were asking me. She gave away. She talked about books. Like they were like, "What books did she say?" And
Mm-hmm.
so some of them went out about the journal and the book. And so that's the beginning of a process too. When we can begin to journal and go deep within ourselves, it's powerful. Like I don't know, Dr. Finch and Dr. Shaw, if you heard, but one of the things, my youngest daughter, she came on early and she talked about when she came to the circle, she said she only was coming to support me. She stayed because she found that she was starting to heal. She found that her voice was coming. She found that it was unlocking stuff, and she was starting to see stuff about herself that she had to address. And even though it was hard to address, she stayed in the midst of it. And so I was shocked because I thought, it'll be her sisters. I didn't think it would be her. When she said it was going to be her, I was like, okay. And when she came on, she talked about it. She is my youngest. She's been through some challenges. She even had to admit, she said to us today, and my body is going through the changes that it's going through because she had not addressed a lot of what need to be addressed. And she talked about how powerful the circle has been, and and she told us she didn't want people in her business. She don't like women in her business, nobody in her business. But she's found the camaraderie with the women. She's found that it's been very supportive and helped her in a lot of ways. So now what I really want to do is let Dr. Finch and Dr. Shaw talk. Y'all could say, ladies, whoever want to go first, who you are, what you do, and why you said yes to the circle, and what you see as needing to be valuable for the women that we serve, whether it's 18 through 100, because I'm 58, and we kind of talked about that age range where now I'm grateful to be able to show women that it's possible. So y'all can take it because I can talk forever.
Go ahead, Dr. Finch.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Shaw. Well, I'm Dr. Aikyna Finch. I help people create demands for their supply using social media and technology. So, am I in the womb space? No. But I help the womb space because I help Miss Tresa here. So, first and
Yeah.
foremost, was not going to tell her no either. And second of all, because I mean, she's such a genuine person. She wants to help. She wants to serve. Everything that she asks is from her heart. And a lot of times, most people come to you for the power of me, but she comes for the power of thee, meaning that she wants to touch other lives. Everything she wants to do, she wants to make somebody else better. And that's something that I've noticed about Tresa. And at any time that I could be that person that helps Tresa's burden be lighter, I will do that.
Thank you. Thank you. She is, I call her my big sis, and she's actually going to be one of the speakers, like Dr. Lavonne Shaw. She's going to be one of the quarterly speakers, and Dr. Shaw is going to be speaking twice, I think, this year. But I'm so grateful for Dr. Finch. When I have my meltdowns, and I called her, I text, she was on the airport. She played, she just she said when she got out, she said, "I'm sorry, but I was on the airplane. I literally had a meltdown because I was like, oh my God, what if nobody comes to my birthday party?" And it was that moment when I said my birthday party that I realized it wasn't this party right here I was talking about. I was relating to something back then when I said mine. It was like, and so I had to work through that and be okay and understand it's all gonna work out. It's all in divine order, and it has. We got started 30 minutes late because computer stuff, and yet everybody is showing up to just talk about what voices means. Go ahead, Dr. Finch.
I want to answer that question for you.
Yes.
What if they don't show up to the birthday party?
Nothing. I'm just having an amazing time.
Right.
I'm
but
having
you know
amazing.
I want to answer it. I want to answer that question. I want to say, why do you care?
You know what? I'm learning. I really don't.
No. Let me finish. I'm coming
Okay.
for something.
Okay.
I'm coming for something.
Okay.
Why do you care if they don't show up now? This is a living video. This is a video that they could see 2, 3, 4 years down the line and still be blessed by. They don't have to be in the room. They don't have to be in the room to get this blessing. They don't have to be in the room to be touched by this. They can be touched on their own time. This may not be their timing. But when they're watching this replay, that may be the time that they need to get the blessing that they're supposed to receive. So my answer to you is no.
Tresa, it doesn't matter if they don't want to come right now, because that may not be their time yet, but they will show up when their time comes, and they will receive this, and you will touch them, because you're worried about, oh, if they don't come. Okay, but you know what? Once they do, the words will penetrate into them. They will receive what they're supposed to receive. They will be blessed the way they're going to be blessed, because you did this in purity and integrity. So don't worry if the numbers are low right now. This is a living document. It will keep going. This is fluid. It will keep going. So it doesn't matter if they're not in the room right now. But when we share this out, somebody will be touched. When you share this out, somebody will be touched. When the people that were on the screen share this out, somebody will be touched. So don't worry about the numbers right now, baby. Worry about the lives that are touched once they are heard. Thank you.
Yay.
Well,
You're
we can go home.
welcome.
Woo!
May the Lord watch
That is why I
you.
love her. Yes, I love her because I call her big sis and she has to give me toes sometimes. And she do it in love. And she's right. But what I noticed when I brought that up was after I went back, what caught me was it really wasn't about this. It was about something else that I needed to address. That showed me it was another wound, because I didn't say, what if they don't come to voices? I said, what if they don't come to mine? And at that moment, I realized, so I've been doing the inner work about the little girl. I've been doing a lot of journaling and stuff. But this has been so amazing, because all the women and everyone here it's just, I had all these ideas how I was going to go step by step. And I sent you an itinerary. You know I did. And it hasn't worked out at all like that. And it's been.
Okay. So you don't have to come in again. You don't have to do it.
Yes. Come on
What's wrong
in.
with this being mine? That means that you're taking ownership for the lessons that you are putting out to the people. This is yours.
Oh,
This
I
is
didn't think of
yours.
it like that. Okay.
Okay. Take ownership of
Okay,
what you're
my
doing.
birthday party.
That's right. It's
Yes.
your birthday party. This is your voices. You are bringing these voices so that other people can elevate. This is your project. Take ownership for this thing. Receive the accolades that the people are going to give you
All
whenever.
right, my birthday
Receive
party.
this. Yes, I want to hear it. Come on. Take
Yes, I
ownership.
receive it.
Yes. Receive that.
I
Breathe that
receive it.
in.
Yes.
Hold that. Yes.
Happy birthday to me, everybody.
Yes. Happy birthday, Tresa. Work that.
Woo-hoo!
Okay, now I'm going to be quiet now and let these wonderful women speak, because, I've done enough.
Hi, everybody. How
I
are
love
you?
her.
Hey.
Good. Hi, Dr.
Hey,
Shaw.
Jessica. Thank you for the invite. Like these ladies, I'm so excited to be here. And I am doing some wonderful things here because I'm doing this today on my own. I normally have a team because I am technology challenged. I came on early to make sure I was on time for my
Dr.
But
Shaw,
again,
you working it.
thanks for the invite. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah.
And the reason why I decided to be a voice today, because of course, I believe that everyone all the women I minister to should experience a wonderful orgasm one step at a time.
Woo! Yes,
So I'm
child.
here, I'm an author. And one of my books is Sex Between the Sheets, What God Allows. It's a biblical based sex guide. It has homework in it for all the couples who read it. And my newest book that I just released a few months ago is the Marriage Bed Revival, 21 Consecutive Days of Intimacy, No Penetration Required.
All right.
Woo! Okay.
Amen.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
And you
So
know
what else
When
what?
do you
we
need to know?
say, did you tell them that you're an erogenous coach? Did I
I
pronounce that
am
right?
the Rhonda. I'm probably so excited just listen because when Dr. Finch was, I was ready to do the benediction. That's all I needed to hear what she said.
And you know
So
what?
no,
This is
Yeah.
this is one of the things I really appreciate about voices. I've been in that group for a year. I was there right after she started. Is that we get so many the varying degrees of dynamic that we get is so awesome. It's not just like everybody's on this type of path. We get people on this type of path, on this type of path, and just even with the three of you here right now, you guys are so very different, but it is still all about, education, and elevating women. So as anybody who's not in voices, get in voices. It is the place to be. We have fun just like today, and it's just you get like all these different types of women and men, because we get the masculine in there sometime too, these teachers that are giving just so much information. So I just want to share that with anyone who's listening and who will listen in the future, right, Dr. Finch?
That's
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
Yes. You
Okay.
need you
Okay.
worked it
Okay.
out,
So,
Bianca. That was fabulous. Do
Thank
that.
you.
Dr. Shaw, you are the erogenous zone coach. I believe that's what we say. I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself and let the people know you are a minister. And Dr. Finch is a minister. Okay.
I
And I
am
really
actually,
Okay.
want women to
Blessings.
I
go
am
ahead.
actually Reverend Dr. Lavonne Shaw, the erogenous coach. And what I do is go into the world teaching and preaching about how God made sex, how God created sex, and that He created it to be
Woo!
frequent, that He created to be often, and He created it to be enjoyed.
All right. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. That's right. Yes. And what made you say, yes, and to voices and the what you felt like the women needed to hear, or you felt like the value that voices maybe could bring? Um,
Well, you caught me, Chester, right at a good time because I had just come out of prayer and worship and out of the water because this was in December at the beach. And when she talked to me about it, and I had just made an agreement with God that I would say yes more to, and then say no or wait, but I would just immediately say yes and worry about it later. So when she asked me, I was laughing because I think she was the first person who approached me, and I was like, okay, God, yes, but yes, because I was like, okay, I don't even know what we're doing, but okay. And but I knew Tessa, she's just so sweet. And she would just sit down and listen and then come back after everybody had gone and then break everything down, what she learned, how it was applicable, how I could do this and how she could do this. And it was just so wonderful. And you get such a energy from her that you can't help but say yes to her. So that is why I'm here doing voices. And I'm so excited to be speaking twice this year with them.
Hey.
yes, yes, yes. And y'all, I have to tell you, I saw her with that leather whip. I was like, oh, I love the fact that as
All
a
right.
she
All right,
had a
Reverend.
picture, y'all. But what I love, oh, and your shirt. What did your shirt say? Can I tell them what your shirt said?
You can tell them.
You sure?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
what
well,
I
I want to
do.
tell them what you. Okay, I wanted to make sure. I don't want to put you on the spot. So I think it said
That's
something
what I
about
do.
clit.
It says clits are us.
Clit are us. And when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, that was just another thing that just turned me on. I was like, what? And that's another thing that drew me to her because she God did a good thing to place us together. And at the same time, if she hadn't had the shirt on, because she didn't necessarily talk about what she did, I probably would have never known. I was so drawn to that shirt. I just like, okay, can you? And then when she told me who she was, I was like, okay. Because here's the thing. Even as different as the teachers are or the spiritual midwives that come in, it's the women is just as different. So what they may not get from one woman, they may get from another. And we have a lot of women in there, and I'm working with some of it too, who was in the church who had this idea about what sex should or should not be, how women should or should not act, that a lot of them are still stunted. they're having a problem opening up their heart to having sexual relationships or having open relationships with the man with their heart and things like that. So we need women from the church to be able to come
Mm-hmm.
in and who are whole and who are doing this work to let these women know. And I'm not justifying anything, and a man has no reason to cheat and do any of that. I'm not justifying any of that. I'm not. That's not where I'm going. But I think at the same time, as women, part of our sexuality is our magic, and I feel like that we think because we have to know God that we can't have all of that because then we're too promiscuous. For me, I used to judge women as too promiscuous. Or I used to say they acted like a slut and stuff. And deep down, I was wanting to be a part of what they was. Like I didn't necessarily say I wanted to go out and I didn't say I wanted to go out and walk, and be a night walk or whatever. And some of them did what they had to do because that's how they paid their bills. That's not what I'm talking about. But yet the courage that these women had, or even those who just didn't care, they may not have been doing that, but they carried their sensuality so well, it just drew you like a magnet who they were in confidence and all of that. And a part of me wanted that, but I had been saying so long that they was this, they was that I had to really realize what I had put on them and had to accept that that was a part of what I wanted to even be able to come back into this whole space. So having you in the circle, women need you everywhere, especially Christian women to understand our sex lives can be fulfilling with our husbands.
That's right. That's right. If I could share, I'm also a foster parent. I foster teen moms in my home. So I had a
Mm.
training to go to. And during the icebreaker, they asked us to say or share something that we would never know about each other. So, of course, I said that I was a pastor and a sex coach. Well, the whole class got quiet. So I was thinking, and then went on to finish teaching. At the end of class, we went out for a lunch break. A young lady came up to me. She said, "I'm 70 years old. I've never had an orgasm. Can you help me?" I said, "I sure
Mm.
can. Let's eat lunch together." So you never know who you're going to help in the room.
Right. And I think it's so important. I know I was a part of a ministry for probably almost 2 decades, and the messaging sometimes that women get when they're in the church is that it's only to be sex is only to be of duty to your husband. The whole idea of pleasure in it, you getting your pleasure, you're secondary. And I'm not saying that all churches or all ministries. I'm just speaking from my experience and
Right.
what I know of the women that experienced in that group. I mean, it even came down to one sister I really love, and it's like they the messaging she got that's like it doesn't matter if the sex that your husband want hurts you physically and emotionally. You need to do it because you need to submit to your husband. And that is a messaging that sometimes women get in the church, and it's like, and it's not right. So it makes you, and I think that it damages your
Yeah.
relationship with your sexuality and what you feel free enough to actually feel. So
Yeah.
Dr. Shaw, bring it. I can't wait to that circle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I
Yes.
Yes,
mean,
yes.
I'm not a part of that ministry anymore, but I just some of the programming and the downloads that were given, it was not it's not sustainable, it's not helpful. It just was not good. And that's just my experience. I can only speak for what I experienced and what I know of. But I think that having ministers within the church speak of sex and passion and things like that in a different light. I mean, I would never imagine a preacher or reverend with the shirt. What'd you say? The clit? I am the clit.
Clit are
It
us,
says
girl.
clicks
The
Clit
are
are
clit
us.
is
us.
me.
Clit
Clicks are us.
clicks are
Yes.
us.
Yes, yes,
Clicks are
Yes.
us.
that's amazing. I think it's
I loved
amazing. I'm
it.
like, okay, I don't even know if I'm bold enough to wear one of those shirts. I'm like, I admire that. I'm like,
Girl, I'm
okay,
bold.
I'm like, I love it. Like, I have to put that. Look, you have to show us what that shirt looks like. But yes,
I will. I
um,
will.
yes, you should wear it on the
Yes,
circle. Wear it
and
on the circle, please, and thank you,
Yes,
Tresa.
I will.
Before we keep going, I think we should give
oh,
away another prize.
Okay, so let's give away two.
Two, yes. So we still have, if they could give, we still have, I think actually we still have seven because there's two of one particular prize. So you can have someone choose two numbers or however you want to do this. Uh,
Tressa, you're on mute.
uh-oh. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let me see if I can text her if her phone is close. Um, okay.
Okay, it's unmuted.
There we go.
Okay,
I
so
don't
the
text that
first,
fast, y'all.
no. So the first prize goes to Annette Bearden, and if Dr. Shaw could pick a number, and then Amani pick a number, and the second one goes. I think her name is Layla. I have to look at it.
I think I saw that in the chat earlier.
Yeah,
Oh, there we
right.
go.
Yeah,
Hey,
so
Layla.
yeah, so Miss White Dove, we're gonna let her. Yes. Okay, so go ahead, Miss Shaw, if you can pick a number,
Between
1 and
Just
7.
yes, 1 and 7,
Yeah, but
4.
not.
but not
Okay, yeah.
5.
Yeah, okay, so she said 4. Okay.
4. All right. So 4, it is an intuitive reading by Berhenda Williams from Visionary Empaths Unite. All right now. So I'm gonna
Okay,
put
so
that
make sure
on
you
that.
keep the
I
names of it.
am.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
got you. All right.
Okay,
Cool.
okay. And Miss Amani, she said
You
6.
said 6. I'm sorry, babe. I'm just
Mhm.
like,
No
oh,
worries.
somebody got. So Layla White Dove, you have the Body Butter by Classy Danielle. All right now,
Mm.
Woo-hoo. All
loving on
right.
that body.
Right.
So thank you. Bianca has really been helpful today and been keeping me on track. And I also want to say really quick to what Dr. Shaw said was, so they did a exercise at my job a couple weeks ago, and we had to pull this tissue. I had no idea. Some people got one piece, but most of us didn't have no idea what the game was, so we pulled a lot. And some people pulled more than me. So what we learned was every little square you had to tell something about yourself. So I had about 8 or 9 squares. And I too boldly said who I was, the work that I do. And now, and they know that because I want to go. One of the things in April I'll start is Dr. Rachel's school to be a sexologist, to be a clinical sex therapist. And so they knew about that. They knew about the work that I do in the circle. They knew about coaching on the pot, the vaginal semen, all these questions. Because I asked when I pulled it, I was like, "Do y'all want to really know who I am, what I do?" They said yes. I stood up there and so boldly said everything, and I could see my supervisor, his supervisor, just kind of looking, and everybody now they're like, "Hey, coach." Hey, coach. One of the guys said, "Can you please explain to me what happens from this?" And he was like, and so I was like, "Well, I'll tell you what I know because I'm learning this and this." And one of my friends I talked about earlier, coworkers, I shouldn't say necessarily a friend, she asked me would I start a circle here in Phoenix for her teenage daughter and my granddaughter. And then while we were talking, I had somebody ask me would I do an online virtual circle for teenagers. So I can see that this is really spreading its wings, and because we're about to make an impact on young girls, older women, women of all ages. So I'm just grateful that I've grown to the place that it just came out of me so easy that they're just taking it in stride. At work, they just like, "Hey, coach," and they might say something. One of them might say something. My boss said, "I can't say that," but because one guy said, "You look so pretty in pink," and my boss said, "Well, I can't say that." But since he said, I can say, "You do look pretty in pink," and I just laughed because now it's getting more and more out there. I was able to give them two people about empowerpreneurs, the book that we just did. So I am grateful for this experience that not only have I done it for the women, but every time women are empowered, every time the women learn, I'm becoming more empowered. I'm
Amen.
becoming, a deeper part of myself is opening up for the work that I do. And so I am just grateful. Um, I'm grateful for all that y'all bring here. I'm grateful when Amani said yes. I'm grateful when Dr. Finch said yes. I'm grateful when you said yes. You didn't know what it was going to be like. This is your first time, but you trusted me and you trusted the
Hmm.
process. And Dr. Finch, on the other hand, she I'm a handful at times. She be like,
But
trust her, now trust her.
I don't know. Dr. Finch look like she can handle stuff. She like, wait a minute. Can I offer you something? So
I do stuff,
I'm
and
like,
I've
okay.
learned that. I've learned that. Wait a minute, I be want her to do something. She said, you got to learn how to do this. She might not say it like that, but that's what she is firm when she want to be. You need to learn how to do this. And she's right, because there was a time she wasn't around, and I did not know if she had not made me learn how to do something with voices when it was time to send out notices. I would have never known what I was doing. And one time though, and she's teaching me a lesson. She don't know it, but I'm gonna tell on myself to pay attention the first couple times and start writing something down. Because one time before I figured it out, I was up 4 or 5 hours. God is my witness, trying to figure it out, trying to figure out how to get these notices sent out. And I don't know, it finally happened. And then, so, she's been very patient, but we can't take advantage of it. We have to learn what we have to learn.
That's
So,
right.
Hmm.
Dr. Shaw, I love y'all. I love you, Dr. Finch. I love you, Imani, and I really do
Yes.
appreciate you all showing up.
We love
I am
you.
grateful that, can I ask though, how did you get into this work, Dr. Shaw?
Yeah.
Well, originally, I had a event planning business for the church, and I was coordinating weddings, even catering the weddings. I did the whole gambit. I did everything. I wasn't licensed to preach yet, so I did all that. And of course, church folks were too shy or too embarrassed to go to the sex store to pick up the items for the bachelorette or the bridal shower. So my mom raised me. We would go down. It didn't bother me. So I would go get the item, and then the people would call me, or the bride would call me. Well, how do I use the item? So I started giving
Mm.
lessons, and for at least I knew a good at least 10 years. My business grew from private referral from one bride to the next bride or the
No.
next couple, just telling them, and it just went from there. So when I lost one of my good, good jobs, I mean, I was getting paid. Um, my husband said, "You can cry for 3 days, and then you're gonna go around the house and collect all these little pieces of paper and write that book you've been talking about."
No.
And then I did it, and the book took off. Sex Between the Sheets, What God Allows, and we went public,
Mm.
teaching and preaching that God created sex, and people are looking at me sideways, backwards. You talking about a taboo topic? You're not supposed to talk about that in church. And then I said, "Well, that's my assignment. That's what I'm going to do until the Lord calls me home."
Okay, so that's great. That's great. That's great. And I want y'all to know that Dr. Finch has so many awards. Tell us about your conference today. I saw you looking so pretty standing up against that. What's up?
Well, thank you so much. Today I was at a event honoring women of excellence. So that is what I was doing today. But what I want to bring to the women, because I don't think I actually articulated that yet,
Right. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go
is
ahead.
You brought some stuff.
Sure did. Listen.
I, I I want them to stand in their power.
Mm.
A lot of times when we are finding out who we are, we tend to do things in the background. And I'm a servant leader. So sometimes I'm used to standing in the background and letting, whoever it is shine, because that's what I'm there to do and serve. But there comes a time when even as a servant, you need to let people know what you're doing. You need to let people know what your talents are, what your gifts are. And if people don't know that you are built for that, if you and you could turn that into a concierge business. But where you're thinking that you just have to do this and keep taking this, that, and other thing, or just always being in the background. No. If this is something you enjoy, turn it into a business. Let people know what you do and do well. Whatever it is. If you are the baddest sexual minister on the planet, you let them know. You know what I'm saying? And what stop. And this is what something that I had to tell Tresa. Stop hiding behind your past. Stop hiding behind those feelings of inadequacy. Stop hiding from whatever somebody told you that you are. Because guess what? Who needs to believe it the most? You need to believe who you are and what you do. And then you need to articulate that to the earth. You don't have time to be living in other people's perceptions. You put out the real deal, and then they need to get on board or they can fall off. And you keep pushing.
Yes.
So that is what I want to bring to the women, because I see it too many times. I was that woman because I am a servant leader. So I thought that, I just had to sit in the background and you just be quiet and not share my gifts. But people would know that I was a dean of a university, that I had 500 IT faculty up under me, and most of them were men.
No, they
don't know
wouldn't.
that about me. They may not know that I have been trying to be a minister, trying to get my license. I've been a minister for a long time. Been trying to get my license for over a decade. Were intimidated by my power and refused and thought that they would stop me. But guess what? Last time I checked, I'm preaching a word right now. Sup.
Yes.
The thing is, stop letting people stop you with their perceptions. You bigger and better than that, and show them who you big. Show them the big bad.
Yes.
Where is Dr. Finch located?
I'm sorry.
Where is Dr. Finch located? I need her to be my friend.
Yes.
Look,
She's located in Nashville, Tennessee. Yes.
I can drive there. I can drive it.
And you will love her. You will love her. You will absolutely love her. I'm telling you. And I'm going to let Imani speak because I want to tell y'all how I met Imani. I want to tell y'all that. No. I wanted to say this really quick though. Meeting up with no, I wasn't telling y'all. I want y'all to let her speak. I was gonna say I was trying to say I was going to talk, and I don't want her to get off. I want her to know. I wanted to tell her about how we met. So that's why I was saying what I said the way I said it. I was telling myself or telling you, Imani. What I wanted to say though, Dr. Finch, just like God was in this meeting, you, Dr. Shaw, God was in this meeting, Dr. Finch. Because what happened was I was at the elevation retreat. Dr. Vicki Johnson, and you better listen to her when I tell y'all better listen to your elders. I think I'm older than her, but in some way she is older than me in some things. And she did a workshop, and she talked about having faith, and she talked about jumping in that water. And excuse me, because we were standing out by the pool, and some of us had clothes on, some of us had swimming suits on. She was talking about you won't drown. You got to trust God. Something in me just kept like something was squirming in me. I wanted to get in that water. I just wanted to, but I was afraid and embarrassed of what people would say. But that was the time I took a chance. Dr. Finch, somebody in here saying, yes, Dr. Finch. But there was a time that I took a chance and I jumped in that water. Clothes and all. She didn't forget me. She came to me the next day at the kitchen table, or at the table where we were. She took me out and gave me a photo shoot, and she left, but she left me with a couple words. She said, talk to Dr. Finch. Make sure you connect with her. Say it to me again. When we got ready to leave the place, she walked up to me again. She said, connect with Dr. Finch. It took me 6 months to connect with Dr. Finch. 6 months. But I finally obeyed. So when we listen, when we
Mhm.
follow what we're supposed to do, Dr. Finch has been a big sister, a spiritual support, a mentor. She has just been so much to me in so many ways. And so that's what I want to say, that we definitely need to, one, don't look over nobody. Don't look over
Mm.
anybody. I would have never known she was a dean. She's so quiet. This is the first time I ever heard she was a dean. And I've been knowing her over a year. Almost. That's like, I didn't know you was a dean. But you never would know because she don't really toot her horn like that. But she see you. And when she see you, she holds space for you.
Yay.
My book, my first book that I did with other women came from Dr. Finch asking me, would you? She knew
Mhm.
I had it in me. We asked, and I said yes, and I'm glad that I did. Which
Yes.
also brings me now to talk about Imani, because I met Imani in Detroit on a vacation. She was on vacation. I wasn't. We clicked right away. I would think so. Would you say so, Imani?
Absolutely.
And they used to have these money. What do you call it? These table side books where we had while we were there. Some women
There we
came
go.
and we were talking
Book
about some books
reading,
about
the book
women
signing,
and a whole bunch of different topics.
the book signing.
We
Oh
we
my
we
Dr.
were
Finch.
having no, yeah with that, okay, the book signing, right. So but we also had, I thought you, hi Risha. So the next time we pull something, if Risha wants to come on, she can. I think she's here. She said, but Amani. So what happened was we pulled the. I don't know. It could have been the book signing, but at the end of the day, you told me about your group, Black Art Connected,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, oh my God. She invited me in. I became a part of it, and my writing and my poetry took off. I was at home. I was like, oh my God. And when I tell y'all she can write, she write articles for magazines and for different things. She is an amazing orator. She's an amazing poet. She just has all of those gifts. And yet she's very humble. Um, and she's just always trying to help all of us to grow. So I want to acknowledge you. I don't want you to think that I don't see you. I want you to know that I love
Oh
you and
no,
that
I
I
know you
appreciate
do.
you
It ain't
being
about
you.
me. This is about you and everybody that's bringing
I
something to
want
this
you to
table
know,
to help
yes,
people. But thank you,
yes, yes.
thank
You're
you.
welcome. You're welcome. So if Risha wants to come on, I'm gonna let her come on, because all of y'all are gonna sit here if you'll stay, and you'll get a chance to see my reveal of my book, my next book, my poetry book, what the cover's gonna look like. Um, but first, can somebody pick a number?
Yes.
Any
Two
number.
prizes. Two prizes. Let's do two.
Let's do two. Okay, Doctor. Okay, Money and Doctor Shaw. Come on, pick a number.
Um, one, two,
Six
three, or
again.
seven. Pick
Oh, I gave
one.
6 last time. What happened to
Right.
that one?
Right. Yeah, that one's gone. So one, two, three,
Okay,
or
so
seven.
Okay.
1, 2,
Three or seven.
1.
Okay. All right. Who gets
And
number
I'll do
one?
three.
And you'll do three. All
Yes.
righty. I will scratch that one off. And I'll scratch that one off. And Tressa, do
So
we know
Risha gets one.
Risha? Okay, Risha. Okay. Got it.
I did one. You
Okay.
Okay,
did.
right. So Risha's gonna be that person.
Okay.
Go
So
ahead.
who gets number three?
Do we
Dr.
have
Shaw.
anybody else online that's listening? Oh, we're gonna do a young man. We're gonna do a man, and because he can either get the book or he can get something. But what is one? What is
Oh,
one?
one is this is one. Okay, wait. This is one. There we go.
Ah,
Yes.
yay.
Okay, that's for Risha.
Yes, Risha has that one. And let me go back to my phone move. I'm working with my phone and my tablet. I tried to make sure I didn't
So
mess
Risha
up.
got the book in Preparepreneurs.
Yes, okay. Number three. What is the prize for number three? All right, please, somebody else is texting me. Let's see. Um, oh, this is a t-shirt, shirt from Woke Religion.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. Y'all see this T-shirt I'm wearing is called Melanated Woman. Let me see if y'all can see this. Well, maybe
I
y'all can't see
noticed
it.
it. I was like, ooh.
Algar Raham. He I think I'm pronouncing his name right. He has some of the dopest T-shirts, man and woman. So I'm glad that Clarence Clark won the T-shirt because now he can go on and get him a T-shirt.
All
And
right,
they have
Clarence.
he just has all kind of stuff going on.
Send me the
Okay,
link. I
knowledge
support them.
born. You wanted, what did you say?
I said, send me the link. I'll
I'm
support
sorry.
them.
Okay, thank you. He will love that. Man, when I tell y'all he got some okay, she's driving and listening. So
Okay.
thank you, Risha, for being on.
Hey, Risha.
So she's won the book, and Risha's also a part of the circle. Oh, before to reveal, but I have to do this because Terracan, I had two books. I'm gonna let Terracan have one because she wrote something really beautiful here. She could not get on. She said she tried, and I get it. I was 30 minutes late trying to figure out how to get back in. So hold on, everyone. I just want to read what she asked me to post in from her about the group. And then Knowledge Born, if you can get that up on the screen so everybody can see the reveal of the reveal cover. Okay, hold on. So, Terrican, come on, my computers. Thank y'all for y'all patience. Okay, she says, I give thanks for voices. Under Tresa's incredible leadership, gathering with this collective of women has been one of the things that I look forward to the most. Voices is a place of learning, nourishing, replenishing. I have gained so much. Though what I have learned from Trust and the other powerful soul doulas and teachers, I have been, through what I have learned from Tressa and the other powerful doulas, soul doulas, and teachers, I have been able to create healing rituals. I have been able to start to address my womb trauma and to invite in blessed balance and deep perspective. This is a community. I take away from it wisdom, from the calls that I can apply immediately. And this is the part of my rites of passage. Thank you for your vision, Tressa. Happy birthday, voices. Wow.
Yes.
Talking about rites of passage, just this whole experience for her. Like I went and did a 6 month something, but she says this for her is her rites of passage. I am so grateful.
Yes.
Okay. So are you able to, because my computer won't come up, are you able to see if Knowledge Born can get that picture up for my
Let's see. He's
thank
probably
you.
working on it because he just
Okay.
ended up. He's so awesome. Thank you, Knowledge.
Yes,
um,
thank you, Knowledge Born. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
well, Tressa,
Lady.
we still have two
Yes.
prizes, number 2 and number 7. We had more prizes than I thought, so there's 2 prizes left. So I know it's getting close to time for us to exit the call, but are there 2 other people that we can honor that could get these good gifts?
Let me see if I see somebody else on. I don't see anybody else on here and they had to be on. So let's give them to um oh Lord, let me do this. Okay, let's give them to Dr. Dr. Shaw and Monique.
Well,
Y'all can choose the one the gift to give away. Go ahead.
oh, you saying to get? Oh, okay. So I
Wait,
mean,
Dr.
One.
Shaw, what did you say? Yes. Hmm?
One.
okay, all right. The number of the gifts are 2 and 7. So I just
Oh,
need to know
7. I'm sorry.
7.
7.
Okay, so number 7. Who should we give that to? That's an awesome gift.
We're gonna let her give it to whoever she wants to have it.
Who, Dr. Shaw? Oh,
Yes,
what
she
is?
gets to choose.
Oh, okay. So who would you
What
like to
is it?
give it?
How do I choose?
Oh, where you're choosing your
Okay, let her
shirt.
know what it is.
It is her shirt.
No, I
Didn't you
mean,
know?
how do I?
Finchism. No, Finchism. Oh, she can keep it. I thought it was
Wait,
I thought it was one.
wait. Hold on. Maybe I
She
got
can
it
keep it or
wrong.
give it away.
Okay,
It's a Finchism shirt, right?
You know what? That is right. It was the shirt, I think. Hold on, my phone is acting
Okay,
up.
so
Stop it.
Dr. Shaw, you may keep the shirt. That's one of Dr. She has about
Right.
6 or 7
Oh,
years.
Oh
That
yeah,
is from
Doctor.
Dr. Finch.
Oh, Dr.
I
Finch. I'm
wanted
sorry. I
to
got
say,
Okay.
oh, okay,
Hey,
thank
Yes,
you.
right.
yes,
Your new
yes.
friend. Your new friend that you're going to travel to hang out with.
Yeah, amen.
No,
Yes.
yes.
All right.
So, Amani, you get the
mhm.
last gift. You can give it away. Or you can keep it.
I'm gonna gift it.
Okay. All right. The last
Okay.
gift. This is a good gift. So this would be one person that will win 2 months of circle time with voices. So somebody about to
Oh
get their
man. Well,
goodness.
I'm gonna do what I said I
You
was gonna do.
no, you can keep it if you want it. If you want it, you can keep it.
We would love to
It's
have
up to
you.
you. Yes. Come on to the table. You're welcome to it if you want to
Come
keep
in
it.
and view this later and be like, gave her gift away
No,
and then
no,
she took
no,
it back.
no, no,
Thank you,
no. It
Crazy
is
Boy.
okay. This is your gift.
Okay, I'm gonna take that because
Yes. All
I had
Okay.
a
right.
rough
All right.
month
Yes,
and
yes, 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 yes.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Thank you.
So,
Ladies, I have
Knowledge
a house
Born
full of
has it
teenagers.
up.
I have to do some.
Okay, okay,
I love
okay.
you. Thank you.
And we
Bye,
love
Dr.
Bye.
you too.
Shaw.
Okay. Okay. Goodbye, Dr. Shaw. Have a good one.
Yes,
You
that's
too.
Okay.
okay. So that
Okay.
is all
So
of the gifts.
I think I saw it
Thank you.
up there. He did it.
Oh, I didn't see it. I missed
Did
it.
he?
Did he put it in the
No, he
chat?
had it up there. I don't know. Let's. I saw it up there in the corner.
Oh, okay.
So, so I saw it briefly, and that might be why Doctor What's name had to get out because they could see. Okay,
Oh,
so
okay. Because it is juicy, juicy. I love it.
girl, let me tell you. Yes, it is. So first of all, while we're waiting on Knowledge Born to put it up to put it up again so everybody can see the reveal for the book, I want to say thank you to everyone who showed up for my birthday party. Voices is an amazing group. Um, if you're interested, you can go to the Womb Space Healing Nature's Way. We do you have it right there with you that you can put it in the chat?
What, the picture?
The group. No, not
Um,
the picture.
oh,
The womb space. Voices
oh,
link.
no, I don't have it. I would have to type it
Okay,
in
well,
my
anybody can always they can find me as Tresa Simmons on Facebook. I'm sorry, and I also want to let you know that this book drops. It's called Naked: My Journey to Self Acceptance. It drops on next Saturday pre-sale. The pre-sale goes on next Saturday. So if you're interested in the pre-sale, the link will be going out as well. We don't have a link because we haven't started it yet. And all of that can be found in Tresa Simmons or the Womb Space Healing Nature's Way. Okay, so I'm just waiting for him to put it up one more time so we can. And thanks to everybody who showed up.
Woo!
Nice,
Yes. Beautiful. Yay.
nice.
All
Congratulations.
right.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. That is the link to my book. I mean, that is my book. But I can put in the chat my name where you can find me on Facebook.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
Awesome.
I can't seem to write it. Can you write it because it's not letting me write from my head from where I am?
Okay, let's see.
Knowledge Boy, can you put my or can one of y'all put it there?
It won't let me put it in the live comments.
Yeah, it won't let me either. Knowledge Boy, are you able to put it in the live comments?
I'm pretty sure he's working his magic behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Although we don't
Thank
hear
you,
him.
Imani.
You're welcome. Thank you, ladies. Thank you
You're
You're
for
welcome
welcome.
and thank you so
being
much. And
here.
I'm
Thank you for
Yes.
showing up. Thank
And
you.
looking forward to you being in the circle for 2 months.
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
Me too. Yes. Let's see. Type it here. Oh,
Okay, so I see something popped up.
So yeah, just
No.
put my name in there. If they looking for the book, a copy of the how to get the book, because I still don't see how to.
you said he'll
Oh, wait a
post.
minute. Okay, so let me put in here Tresa
I'll
Simmons.
put it in private chat and then he'll put it in the live. Awesome.
Yes, Tresa Simmons. And the book is Naked. Okay, book. Again, my journey to self acceptance.
And Bianca, where are you located?
I'm in Chicago.
Okay.
Now, where are you?
I'm in Vegas
Oh,
currently.
okay. I think I do
Currently.
remember you saying something about you're
Okay.
ready to go.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. But I go home a couple times, 2 or 3 times a year. And
Okay.
with the schools being closed, they need me to come. I gotta go.
Understood.
Okay. And I'm almost through. I just put down where they can find me on Facebook because all everything is going to be transferring under the Bohemian Goddess soon. Dr. Finch is working on transferring everything under the Bohemian Goddess. So thank you to everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Knowledge
All right.
Born.
Thank you, Knowledge Born. I appreciate all of y'all and have a great and amazing, amazing, amazing day.
Yes,
Do the
yes. Thank you too.
same.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye bye.
Love
Thank
y'all.
you.
Be
Bye
good.
bye.
Stay safe. All right.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.